It began in June in meeting rooms and on the practice fields.
Have a great day. Let's start this thing off right, man. Let's start it off right. Let's go.
Camp then opened in August, and the work continued to build in intensity. The first 3 preseason games offered the chance to take the lessons of June and August to the field of play.
Abdullah dancing his way, cutting his way to the 35. Petty under pressure, and down he goes. Karan Reed.
Tonight, it's the final dress rehearsal, the final chance to prove you belong, the final chance to make a lasting impression. The preseason wraps up next. Welcome to downtown Detroit. Welcome to Ford Field, home of the Lions, in sight of the final preseason game of the year. Lions and Bills as they meet again, and they've met every year since 2002. Welcome, everyone. Look, this is a situation right now where you may think at home, there's nothing to be won here tonight. These coaching staffs know exactly who's going to make their roster. Not necessarily true. There are jobs to be won, and Nate Burleson, there are guys who are going to be disappointed at night's end. What about from a wide receiver standpoint? Has this picture gotten any clearer in your mind?
No, we know what we have in Calvin Johnson and in Golden Tate, but it hasn't got clear for the 4th and 5th wide receiver spot. This is why the 4th preseason game is very important. You look at the individuals fighting for that spot. You got Jeremy Ross, 6 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown, a big-time slant route that we saw against Washington. Greg Salas, who has shown flashes of being possibly a 3 or 4 wide receiver, he leads the team in catches, and they both have made some plays. But what we need to find out is who's going to determine their fate tonight. You can either build who you already are and show the organization that I'm confirming that I'm a guy that can make plays on his team, or you can burn yourself. And this is why the 4th preseason game is very important, especially for receivers like that.
The 117 yards by Salas, second only to Golden Tate. Look, Zach Zenner is a guy that's taken this city by storm. He leads the entire NFL in preseason yards. Rubes, has he already made this team, do you think?
Yes, he has made this team. His running back skills are superior to George. When he catches the ball out of the backfield, he's got more shake. And I think the big difference is he's proven that he can run between the tackles a little bit. And I tweeted out this week that I thought he was closer to Abdullah as far as in Theo Riddick is a little bit of a shake and miss. But Coach Caldwell was quick to point out during the production meeting, no, they think he's got power inside, that he's more banger, closer to Joyce Bell. So the fact that he can also play special teams, and he's proven that this preseason, it makes him extremely valuable as a 4th running back.
He will get a chance to solidify his spot on this team's roster. Jim Caldwell told us earlier in the week, everybody you see on the field here tonight is fighting for something. We'll see if they can settle the score with the roster for this team or maybe somewhere else in the NFL when we come back after this.
It will change your life. It will change your family's life. I'm telling you. You gotta earn it tonight. Yes, sir. It's not given to you. You gotta earn your spot on this team because you're doing something great this year. Yes, sir. Earn it tonight. Let's go. Let's go, baby. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
That gives me goosebumps. I mean, that's leadership right there. James Ahedebo knows that better than anybody. He was an undrafted free agent with the Jets in his 8th year out of Massachusetts. May not play tonight, but he's sending the message to the young guys. The Diversified Members Credit Union brings you tonight's coin toss. So the Lions won the coin flip, and they've chosen to accept the football. Jim Caldwell will send his offense out first to try and get them in some type of rhythm without Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford right next to the head coach there in a baseball cap. You'll see Dan Orlovsky and Kellen Moore tonight, and this will be a very interesting landscape to view both these players. Meanwhile, Rex Ryan is the 18th head coach in Buffalo history. Remember, he spent 6 years with the Jets. Twice he went to the AFC Championship game, 2009 and 2010. And is in his first year in Buffalo.
Hey, getting back to James Ahedebo and that pregame speech, if I didn't love you guys so much, I would have took this suit off and put some shoulder pads on. So I was hyped.
I don't blame you. I was too. Not even part of it. Josh Wilson's going to return this kick. if given the chance. 9 yards deep, and he'll take a knee. And Dan Orlovsky leads this offense out onto the field. Dan Orlovsky so far this preseason, guys, he hasn't been perfect. He's been pretty darn good. Hasn't turned it over, and the passer rating rock solid.
He's been playing well. He knows he's fighting for that number 2 spot. There's people here that think Kellen Moore is the guy for the job. And Dan's going to go out there in this 4th preseason game, like I talked about earlier, and confirm that he is the number 2 guy. But I'm pretty sure Kellen Moore has something to say about that. I called him in the elevator yesterday, and Kellen Moore said, I'm going to be dropping dimes tomorrow. I said, okay, well, I'm going to quote that as loose change.
Orlovsky told me he's going to drop quarters. So I like his chances better.
But he has been impressive, don't you think? I mean, so far.
Who, Dan?
Yeah.
I think he's been the better of the two. I think Kellen Moore really hurt himself with the poor showing running with the second group against the Jets.
They moved the football up 5 yards because of offsides against the Bills. So Orlovsky calls the play. Mostly second teamers in there. Jeremy Ross is split wide to the right. Nate mentioned him in our open. And an I formation behind Orlovsky. George Wynn running with authority to the 30-yard line. And George Wynn is a guy that we will help highlight in tonight's offensive starting lineup, presented by Ford Motor Company. Even though Theo Riddick has been starting, it's George Wynn taking the first handoff there. And Jeremy Ross, as we mentioned, split wide to the right, feels like he's in a pretty good spot when it comes to making this squad. You see the guys up front for this team. And now Wynn the lone setback. On a 2nd down and 5 for Orlovsky. A heavy dose of Wynn early on, hurdles his way for a pickup of a couple.
You see Tim Wright in the game, number 89, the tight end they just picked up in a trade when Kyle Brunza. And Tim Wright, the knock on Tim Wright, I think, is that he's undersized at 220 pounds. And on that last play, we'll get some ISO shots of him, but he gets pushed back a little bit. You don't have to get movement per se as a tight end, but you have to stay up, stay on. You have to at least maintain the line of scrimmage.
Very bright guy, though. They feel like he's picked up the offense pretty quickly. 3rd down and short for Orlovsky and the Lions offense on the first possession of the night. Bills showing blitz, and here they come. Picked up by Wynn. A throw across the middle is incomplete, and it's a 3 and out on the first drive for the Lions, intended for Jeremy Ross.
You know, these are the plays that drive coaches crazy. You got a 3rd and 3, fairly short, manageable 3rd down to get. Looks like a miscommunication. We were told as receivers, when you got a drive route, if you see green, keep running. Jeremy saw something else. He stopped. Looks like Orlovsky was leading him, caused the incomplete pass.
Tobias Martin drifting way back inside his own 5 to field this Sam Martin punt. Oh, and he is crushed at the 10-yard line. What a hit by Condre Diggs. Diggs, the rookie out of Texas, a 6th-round choice. Let's welcome in Jennifer Hammond on the sidelines. Jen?
All right, thanks very much, Matt. And as we told you, Matt Stafford won't be playing tonight. Jim Caldwell knows all he needs to know about him. Plus, he had a preseason with his best career numbers, a 156.3 passer rating. You will see a lot of Dan Orlovsky and Kellen Moore. There is actually potentially a job on the line. In Indianapolis, when Caldwell was a head coach, he carried just 2 quarterbacks into the season. There is a chance that they could do that here again, so they could be playing for 1 backup spot. There's a lot of jobs on the line, and as the numbers shake out, 2 quarterbacks may be the way that Caldwell decides to go, Matt.
Yeah, especially with the depth needed on this team in other spots. Buffalo's got 4 quarterbacks. Matt Sims, you're going to see most of the night. He dumped it off there to Bryce Brown, but Detroit had it sniffed out all the way. Issa Abdul-Quddus, the first one to meet him for a loss. There you go.
It was a simple screen pass. They try to get the young quarterback, Sims, started early with a screen pass, and we sniffed it out right away. Big time play by Abdul-Quddus.
Those numbers on Sims all last week for the most part. Very good against Pittsburgh. Did throw for a touchdown. Now from the shadow of his own end zone. Dumps it off. Detroit reads it well. And a little maneuvering. Uh-oh, and he's got himself a gate right side, squeezed through a hole, and close to a first down. What a move by Sierre Wood. After the dump off left, he took it the opposite way.
Well, you're going to see just a little dump pass, trying to get a screen, a one-man screen set up to the outside. And Sierra Wood does a nice job. And up here, you get a much better view. You can see all 11 blue jerseys flowing to the ball. So when he cut it back and he's able to get some depth, there was a lot of running room, a good job in pursuit, making the play in the open field by Lions. But that's a nice run by Sierra Wood, who's also in a battle for a job for the Bills.
And easily enough for a first down. Sims to throw for the third straight time. Across the middle, it's tipped and hauled in at the 26-yard line. Let's take a look at the Lions starting defense, presented by our friends at Wallside Windows. Darryl Tapp, Gabe Wright, the fourth-round pick out of Auburn. Jermel Cudjoe, most people have been enamored with up front. Tahir Whitehead, still trying to fight his way for that starting spot. And Nevin Lawson, trying to solidify not just a roster spot, but maybe that nickel spot as he starts on the outside. After the gain of 4, a draw and dragging his way to about the 32-yard line. Travis Lewis in on that tackle. Devin Taylor also in on the tackle. Bryce Brown carried the football.
Now, that was the first run by the Buffalo Bills, and what I'm seeing right now just in this initial drive is they're going to test this secondary.
Well,
Seems like Rex Ryan came in and said, listen, I'm going to let this young fella throw the ball, and when you got young cornerbacks in that fourth preseason game, sometimes it's too much to handle, so it's a big-time task for this defense.
Heavy backfield behind Sims. John Connor, the lead back, 5'11", 245, plowing his way right side. Brown with the carry. And should be enough for another Buffalo Bills first down.
Nate said that maybe Rex Ryan wants to test the secondary, and I agree somewhat. But I also think, Nate, he's got a young quarterback. He wants to find out what he's working with.
Good point.
So he's going to put him in a lot of situations to get good evaluation on the young Matt Sims.
Good point, Rubes.
On a 1st and 10 for Matt Sims in his second year out of the University of Tennessee. Bryce Brown, he's swallowed up right away. Good penetration on the part of the Lions up front, and a wrap-up from Josh Bynes at the linebacker spot.
Well, they get good penetration inside. You can watch Alex Cupper get right up the field, number 61. He gets penetration, and Bynes is able to come in and clean up. But when you can make a back get off his path that early as a defensive tackle, it sure makes your linebackers look good cleaning up.
Bynes last year, 22 tackles, signed as an undrafted free agent originally by Baltimore. Helped Auburn win a national championship there. Sims on a throwing down. Instead, it's a draw. Right side, Brown. Breaking to the outside. Another first down for the Bills. And they're starting to carve up the Lions' rush defense a little bit. Issa Abdul-Quddus might have prevented a touchdown there.
Well, you get the Lions with so many passes working up the field. You even called it, Shep, in a passing down. You see him coming up hard. Travis Lewis working up the field. Cupper gets up the field too far. And Brown ends up just running by the defenders as they're working, thinking pass. And that's why as a defender, you have to play it honest up front. You just can't assume anything.
He gets a well-deserved breather. Sierra Wood back in as the tailback for the Bills. They'll go to the air. And to the 46-yard line. Sims looking very smooth, very comfortable as he connects with Andre Davis. Second down and short for this Bills offense that is third in the NFL in total yards per game in the preseason. And second on the ground. They gained 156 yards at Pittsburgh's expense a week ago. And they'll stick it on the ground, but come up empty as they tried to reach that first down yard marker. It'll be third and short. Well, Phillip Hunt is one of those guys vying for a spot. He needs to put some pressure on the quarterback and be a playmaker on defense tonight, doesn't he, guys?
Oh, yeah. He's in a position right now where you're starting in the fourth preseason game, and you're out there to make plays, and you have to make an impact. What you don't want to do is have an average game, a pedestrian game in the fourth preseason game where the team, specifically the coaches, are watching you and evaluating on every single play. He's going to have to make an impact.
Offset eye on a third down and short. Brown gets the call. Slithering his way, and he's going to come up short. Issa Abdul-Quddus. Boy, he's done a nice job of filling that lane from the safety spot.
Now, as you said, you're going to see Caduce, number 42. He's going to come up quick to the right side of your screen, squares up nicely, and that's a difficult tackle. But if you use your fundamentals, you keep outside leverage, you make him funnel back inside, and once you make the back cut, you can squeeze it down.
And what makes that play special is that when you get to the point where you have to shoot your gun and make a split decision, there's usually hesitation. And those are guys who don't want any action, who don't want to hit. That's what Caduce is one of those guys who wants
a hard count
play.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Jumbo package fumble. And it doesn't matter who recovers it. Detroit stopped him either way. The Lions recovered anyway. They'll take it. Detroit takes over right around midfield in a scoreless game. Lions football is presented by PNC Bank for the Achiever in You. By Ford Motor Company, introducing the all-new Ford F-150, the future of tough. And by Arby's, try our new sliders today. 5 fun sandwiches for just $1 each. Well-deserved break for that Lions defensive line after standing tall on that first Buffalo Bills drive. Dan Orlovsky goes to work, pressure from the back end, a quick slant, and it's caught by Greg Salas. Past midfield into Buffalo territory. Good start for him, Nate Burleson, as one of those guys to watch.
You know, there's two things I liked about that play. There was pressure coming off the left side. Orlovsky knew that. You had a hard inside release by Salas. That's a big-time veteran move. He knows the type of pressure he's in. He knows the situation he's in. We talked about it before. Older veteran, fourth preseason game. He's going up against younger guys. His confidence is sky high right now.
A draw to Zach Zenner, and met immediately by Buffalo defenders. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage if lucky, but Zenner, Rubes, you talked about it before. He's had a very impressive preseason so far.
He has, but one of the guys that we're going to talk about, Matt, is, Joe Fourier. We're going to pause right here. Let's watch him. The knock on Joe is he's good in the red zone as receiver, but his blocking, and he gets too high at 6'7". He gets buckled back. He gets beat inside, and he's not helping his cause when you do that. Tim, you come in, you're a 6'8" guy like Joe. You know what your value is, so you got to help increase your value with what you don't do well, and that's blocking.
Iguanago, the up back, leading the way for Zenner on a sweep, and he's going to lose yardage. A.J. Tarpley on the tackle, and this tight end battle is something that we've got to keep an eye on all night long.
And here's another position that's a very important position. Listen, I was here when Joe had that breakout season, his rookie year, and was virtually unstoppable in the red zone, and now all of a sudden he's fighting for a spot. But you got to look at the weight difference there is. But even though there's a weight difference, is there a difference in blocking? The coaches don't care what you weigh in at.
Tight ends that aren't as big as some big tight ends who can't block. That's a good point.
We got guys who can catch the ball. We need guys that can block and keep Matt Stafford upright.
Tobias Palmer. There is a flag on the play. This time he makes the fair catch right around the 10. Last time he fielded it inside the 5, and it was a very poor decision. Tony Correnti is our referee tonight.
Illegal formation. 39. Defense. What there? Whoa.
It's a fourth preseason game for the officials, too.
Can't be legal formation. Unless they call the punting team once the ball. The Lions might have been illegal formation 5 yards, because if it's on the defense somehow, that's a first down. Because it was 4th and 4, I believe.
Yeah, I think he got turned around. I think he meant illegal formation against
wait a minute,
the line.
He's not a rookie, though. He's made the reffing roster for the year. He should be better than
He's not on the bubble right now?
Illegal formation, number 39, linebacker on the defense, covered the snapper. This 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
Wow, all right. That's great news for Detroit. Unfortunately, it's Bronson Hill, a local guy.
Eastern Michigan.
You can't do that right there. You can't cover up the center. And it's to protect the snapper, because a lot of times teams would send a guy right over the top and give him a shot right out the gate. It's one of those rules that they put in there to kind of help protect the game.
Well, there's Danny Crossman, their special teams coach, used to be here in Detroit, talked with Bronson Hill, the undrafted rookie out of Eastern Michigan. Unfortunately for Bronson Hill, he never played special teams at EMU. He was a running back. But that's no excuse. You got to know the rules, and it gives Detroit a fresh set of downs on a 1st and 10. Split backfield, George Wynn to the right of Dan Orlovsky. Throws across the middle. Nice grab at the 35-yard line. It's Greg Salas again. He hauls it in and has proven he's got really good hands.
Hey, listen.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nate. Go
No,
ahead.
go right ahead, Rubes.
Well, I was just going to say, we're getting ISO Salas. Look at the plant, Nate. Not how you go into a cut, it's how you come out of a cut.
How you come out, and you're decisive. When you get out there, you stick that foot in the ground. You saw the DB. Him hopping back just an extra yard gave Salas the confidence to go out there and snatch it with his hands. Now, if he had ran into that route lazy, cornerback would have been right on top of him. Now it's a battle to fight for the ball. Instead, he knew he had space, went up there and snagged it. It's a different type of confidence when you know you're open and you're catching the ball.
Those numbers before tonight, a couple of rocks already tonight, has 10 for the preseason, leads Detroit in that category. Second only to Golden Tate's 169 in yards so far in exhibition play.
And he runs really good routes. You know, just from a receiver's perspective, he runs the routes that are in the right depth. He runs it just like they're drawn up in the route tree. I mean, you can tell that he's a veteran guy trying to earn a spot on his team versus a young guy just trying to make a splash.
And they're taking a look at his knee. I formation behind Orlovsky. George Wynn, the U of D product, got absolutely nowhere.
Yes, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And that time, George struggled. There was not much there from the beginning. And, you know, we talked a little bit about this is Zach Zenner's job. And I almost felt bad doing that. But remember last year, George Wynn was the buzz of the running backs in the camp. And we saw what he could do. But that's what makes this league so difficult, Nate, is every year there's a guy who wants your job. And this year, Zach Zenner has outperformed George in preseason.
3rd down and 9. Lions could use it. Some movement up front.
Neutral zone infraction, defense. Defender stepped in the neutral zone, causing an offensive player to react. 5-yard penalty remains 3rd down.
Oh, Dan Orlovsky, good hard count. A little head bob, not too bad.
That's Stephon Charles, the 3rd-year pro out of Regina. It's in Canada.
Well, you got to know your personnel offensively. You know you're playing against a very aggressive Bills defense. They want to get off the ball. They want to attack and get their hands on the quarterback. So you have to utilize that hard count. And really a good hard count by the team, but a group of young guys executing it very well.
3rd and 4. Stack formation to the right of Orlovsky, who changes the play. He's got Fuller and Ross stacked to his right. T.J. Jones to his left. He looks right. He throws right. A little high, but Ross comes down. It's popped up in the air, and it's picked off. This could go for the Bills. And it will. It's Ron Brooks. See you later.
Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. This time the Bills are. Jeremy Ross is going to go up here, have the ball, but when he comes down, it never touches the ground. That should be an interception. I would not call that a fumble recovery because Jeremy Ross never had possession of it. And Ron Brooks is right there. You see Corey Fuller give him some effort trying to run him down. But, you know, in position makes the play.
Listen, the worst case scenario for any ball thrown in the NFL is a pick six, right? We get that. Now, I'm going to just speak to the fans for a little bit who are sitting back saying, what's going on? Is this Jeremy Ross's fault? Jeremy Ross did exactly what you coach him to do. A ball's thrown too high. He goes up and catches it with his hands. He tries to pull it in, which is what they tell you. Tuck it away immediately. He tucked it away on top of the individual because the defender made a great play, and it was on the back of the cornerback. So, I mean, it's a tough play for Detroit. Great play by the Bills. But Jeremy Ross did everything he needed to do in that situation. Just unfortunate. Sometimes the cookie crumbles oddly in this league.
Yeah, that's a great point, Nate. Sometimes it's timing. I don't think this is going to devalue his performance tonight. As you were stating,
Well, check out the play. I mean, the ball's high. You want a guy to go up and snatch that. Unfortunately, we got a pick six by Buffalo, but we'll be back. Detroit gets a chance. Coming back after the break.
Drive presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Pretty quick, pretty efficient, just like Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Ron Brooks may have helped his cause quite a bit, I would guess, with that 81-yard interception return. This is Zach Zenner up the gut to about the 28.5-yard line. An update on Greg Salas from Ford Field when we come back with the Lions down a score. Good crowd here at Ford Field. Will they continue to see Greg Salas catches? More on that with Jennifer Hanna. Jen?
I got to tell you, you see Greg Salas there sitting on the trainer's table. His teammates have been coming over, shaking his hand, giving him a little bit of a pep talk. He is out for the rest of the game with a left knee, and this is a tough one to watch. This was a guy that a lot of people thought had a real good opportunity to make this team. You saw him make that tough catch. He just went down the wrong way at the bottom of that pile, and as a result, he's now out. Matt?
2 catches, 21 yards. Sometimes the game's not very fair. Kellen Moore is in, so he won't be throwing to Greg Salas. Does have Zach Zenner behind him, and will go to the air on his first attempt. Going deep, looking for Fuller, and he can't make the adjustment, but he will get a flag in favor. The hero moments ago is now the GOAT on this play, Ron Brooks.
Well, we would call that face guard, and he didn't turn around and identify the
Pass
ball.
interference. Defense number 33. Automatic. First down.
We also call that hitting the guy before the ball gets there. He's basically had no idea where the ball was. He also hit Corey Fuller before the ball arrived.
But you would hope Kellen Moore, if he had that opportunity again, keep that ball a little bit more in bounds, 5 yards away from the sideline. That way you give Corey Fuller a chance to adjust. Nowhere really to adjust when that ball's thrown on the sideline.
Zenner pushing the pile forward. Back close to the original line of scrimmage. Zenner, as we mentioned in our open, leading all running backs in yards in the preseason with 162 coming in.
And here's the thing about preseason stats. The Bills know that.
Yep.
They've been watching film, and you can tell that they're ready for this run game. Zenner's been special this preseason, and I guarantee that Rex Ryan was telling his guys, hey, we got a back we need to stop today. And they're doing a decent job thus far.
He's also done a nice job coming out of the backfield as well. Good play action and a connection for a first down inside the 25-yard line. Moore hooking up with Casey Pierce.
You know, during their Washington game, I joked around and said I'm going to start a Zach Zenner fan club. And when I found out on social media, there was already a Zach Zenner fan club. I mean, ZZ and ZZ Zag and ZZ41. I mean, there's all kind of stuff going on. But he's been playing special. He's not playing like a young guy trying to earn a spot. He's playing like a guy who's taking what he did in college, and he's translating that to the pro football field. And you can do only but respect that.
Team high 13 carries last week in the win in Jacksonville, and now a reception out of the backfield. Stiff-arming his way and lunging to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and here's the deal about Zach Zenner. He knew, and the Lions knew coming in, he's pretty good.
And everybody that played against South Dakota State.
Well, you know, people forget, look at the numbers, over 2,000 for 3 years in a row. He hung 202 on Nebraska when South Dakota State played Nebraska. That's pretty good.
Listen, 22 touchdowns in one season. I don't care if you're at recess at the local elementary scoring against fourth graders.
Yeah.
That's 22 touchdowns. And like I said, football is football when it's played well. I don't care where you're at.
Number 3 all-time in FCS history in rushing yards in a career. Zenner. Nothing. That should be the final play of the quarter, and it is. Bills make a big play, and that's what it's about.
First quarter.
In the NFL, it is about big play ability. Detroit has their fair share of guys who can make those big plays, like Glover Quinn, even though he's not playing tonight. But so far it was Ron Brooks with the 81-yard interception return to Pater that has been the difference. Lions down by 7 as we start the second. Get Detroit Lions single home game tickets at DetroitLions.com, where you'll find a great seat selection and tickets starting at just $50 for October games. That's DetroitLions.com. PreseasonFootball.com. And those are the games you're going to see. Look at Denver's on the home slate. Arizona, very good football team. John Fox has taken over in Chicago. A lot of people like Mike Zimmer and the Vikings this year, guys. They have improved, and Teddy Bridgewater is a very promising young quarterback. 3rd down and 11 for Kellen Moore and the Lions. On the hunt for their first score inside the 25. They're 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. Pressure comes from behind, and he throws it away.
Well, a little bit of pressure and a little bit of Joe Fourier not getting loose inside down the middle of the field. I think Kellen Moore, if he could have stood in the pocket, was going to try to deliver the ball to big Joe Fourier. But he just couldn't get enough separation. He was forced out of the pocket.
Well, that'll bring on Matt Prater for a 41-yard field goal. Sam Martin, the holder. Don Muehlbach, steady as she goes. One of the best long snappers in the game. And Prater makes it look really easy. Wasn't a real impressive drive, but they get on the board. Detroit's down by 4 on the Lions television network. Back at Ford Field, where the Bills lead at 7-3. Scoring drive brought to you by AAA. Almost half the football field in less than 2.5 minutes, and they settle for a Matt Prater 41-yard field goal. It's great to have a guy like Prater, who is very steady. Everybody knows the issues this team had at the beginning of the year last year and going through the number of kickers, including their 7th-round draft pick, Nate Freese. And now with Prater signed to a new contract as well, it's been a breathe easy type feel around Lions camp. Sam Martin will kick it deep, and what a leg he has, huh? Palmer from the back of the end zone will be forcing it out to the 20-yard line. Bills lead it by 4, looking for more at Ford Field when we return. Detroit Lions football is presented by FanDuel, the leader in one-week fantasy football. By Tim Hortons, great-tasting food, amazing coffee. And by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Alongside Rob Rubick, Nate Burleson, Jennifer Hammond. I'm Matt Shepard. Glad you're with us on this Thursday night. Lions and Bills, 35th all-time preseason meeting between these two football franchises, and they've met every year since 2002. Buffalo in front 7-3, courtesy of an 81-yard interception return for a score. Matt Sims remains at quarterback, wants to go deep. He launches downfield, and it is incomplete.
Well, that seemed like a pretty good throw, Nate. Davis has got to locate that football quicker. He does a double move. He's able to get separation.
Yeah, he got a good double move. Got the cornerback to bite, almost fall down. It looks like he lost it in the sunlight because there's no way that ball bounces that close to your body and you not leave your feet or at least throw your hands. After the play, I was looking at him. I seen him kind of give the John Cena wave in front of his face mask, and which is usually the sign of, hey, coach, I lost it. But I tell you what, coaches don't want to hear that.
Bryce Brown, shifty runner. Made something out of nothing for some positive gain.
Well, Jermaine Cudjoe had good penetration. The D tackles are doing a good job. Number 63 inside. We're going to take a look. He's going to be right here. He does a good job getting into the backfield, taking Brown off his path. Not enough of the defenders that are quick enough, though. Brown was able to still pick up a few yards, but that's a couple times we've seen these DTs.
Is that a positive play or is that a negative play?
That's a positive. Okay. You want it a little bit under control, but he did force the back off his path.
3rd and 6. The Bills 1 for 2 on 3rd down. 4-man rush. Sims unloads. Broken up nicely and incomplete. Nevin Lawson, one of those guys that we talked about before the game, a guy who is on the bubble.
Well, he's got Desmond Lewis, man-to-man coverage. Does a good job. Lewis never gets Lawson's hips turned. He never gets him to think, I'm going to go by you. Lawson squats on it. Good break on the ball.
Well, what happened was Lewis tried to come in and stem in on the cornerback, and that gave away to the quarterback. You're going out. If you're coming in, you have to go out. You're not going to continue to go inside with another receiver on the interior.
T.J. Jones to return this punt. Lawson's had a pretty good camp, by the way. Jones backpedals inside his own 20. The former Notre Dame Fighting Irishman past the 35 to the 36. Decent little return as he tries to solidify a roster spot. and impress the Lions coaches and you at home. A look at Nevin Lawson, who made a nice play moments ago. A 4-year starter at Utah State, was considered a difference maker. Jennifer Hammond, has he made a difference enough to make this team, do you think?
You know what, Matt? I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes, he has. He got a second start of the preseason tonight in place of Rashean Mathis. And one of the things that Nevin Lawson says countlessly is, I'm not a corner, I'm not a nickel, I'm a DB. He's going to play anywhere, anytime. One of the things that Jim Caldwell loves about him, he's scrappy and physical, eager to put the foot injury that sidelined him much of last season behind, and ready to earn a spot and contribute. Matt?
Yeah, I only played a couple of games. Guys, if you're starting in the preseason, or let's be specific, preseason game number 4, do you see it as a positive or is it a negative?
Well, I don't think it really means anything, Matt. I remember my 7th season with the Lions, they brought in Mark Bramer as a tight end. He played the first 3 quarters. All I got, and I was in a battle for the starting job, or actually the roster spot. All I played was a quarter. I thought I was done. They cut him 2 days later. Sometimes they want to evaluate someone at length, and they already know what you can do. So just because you start here doesn't mean you're ahead of the guy necessarily who's playing behind you.
Now, as we see Kellen Moore connect with Pierce on a flat route, let me get back to that question, Shep. You know, I think it's a great thing. If you're starting in the 4th preseason game, there's pressure, though. It's a great thing because coaches want to see you. They're already giving you that spot saying, hey, if there is a position battle, you're the first guy we want to evaluate. Yes, there might be somebody else behind you, but you're the guy in right now. Now, for some individuals, it's too much pressure because they know they're fighting for a spot and the next guy up is hungry. And all of a sudden, they come out here and shoot themselves in the foot. But other guys, like Nevin Lawson, says, I'm going to take advantage of this situation. I'm going to show you exactly what I got.
Lions have not been good on 3rd down so far tonight. Moore with a chance to change that. Pressure comes. He unloads. Ross has got it. Ross trying to fight for a first down, but he's going to come up shy.
Nice job by Moore. Get rid of the ball. You know, Nate, to piggyback on your last thought, my rookie year, we were going to go on strike. They expanded it from 2 tight ends to 3. And you're going to look, finish my story after, but pretty good job. But getting inside pressure by the Bills. Jeremy Ross does a nice job. And Moore throws this ball well before Ross comes out of his cut. But Buffalo really rallies to the football. But so Monty Clark comes up to me after the last preseason game. We always kept 2 tight ends. They're going to keep 3. He says, or right before the last preseason, he goes, we're probably going to keep you. Don't screw it up. Not exact those same words. So I'm thinking that whole game, don't throw me the ball. Don't throw me the ball.
Tobias Palmer looking for the edge, and he's pushed out of bounds. Good stories. Lions trail by 4 in the 2nd on the Lions Television Network. Not and will not see him tonight, but fellas, your critique of Matt Stafford during this preseason.
I think Stafford has been absolutely fabulous. 3 touchdowns, more important numbers, 0 interceptions. It seems like him and Golden Tate have a tremendous chemistry. If he can go out there and attack defenses with a guy who's labeled as your number 2 but plays like a number 1, you include a healthy Calvin Johnson, a running back core that's possibly a 3-headed monster. Matt Stafford is going to have an elite year coming up this season.
Yeah. And what I like about Stafford is he's had the ability to step up in the pocket. That comes from building from the inside out. You see right there, 156 out of 158 possible quarterback rating. By improving the front, your interior guards and your center, it gives him more time, gives him better vision. It's not getting in his lap. He's not backpedaling. He's not getting some of those habits people didn't like where he's throwing off his back foot and sidearm. It allows him to step into his throws. And someone with his skill set, Shep, if you let him step into his throws, he's going to be very successful.
Completed 60% of his passes a year ago, and I know it's tough to read too much into numbers, but the completion percentage this year has been very encouraging, I would guess. Sims pushed out of bounds in front of the Lions sideline.
Getting back to Stafford, I remember my last year here going into preseason, me and Matt had a different connection, and we just worked countless every single day. And he loves Calvin Johnson, but there's something about a number 2 wide receiver in this offense that Matt can lean on, because when he's dropping back and he sees his number 1 target, all of a sudden he can scan to a guy that he has confidence
Because you're going to get single a lot, too.
You're going to get single coverage.
Calvin's going to get double, so he knows that you're going to win. In a single coverage situation, Nate Burleson will get open.
3rd and short. Pressure comes. Sims unloads. First down. What's it like catching a pass from him, Nate? Is it different than guys you've caught passes from before?
Well, let me take you back in his younger days. I remember when he first got in, and he was a new boot. He still had the diaper on, and I was running a drive route about 5 yards in front of him, and he zipped it as if he was throwing it through a brick wall. And I got back in the huddle. I said, Matt, what are you doing? Why are you throwing it so hard? He was like, well, that's just how I throw. I was like, well, take it easy, big fella. Sometimes I'm going to be open. You can just take a little air off of it. And you see that part of his game has developed tremendously. I mean, he has the discernment when to put a little loft on it, when to put some float on it, when to put some zip on it. And that was one of his things. Everybody said his arm strength was tremendous, but great quarterbacks in this league know when to scale back on trying to throw their hardest.
Touch. You know, the object is not to break your fingers. It's to catch the ball, move the chains. Joe Ferguson, I'm dating myself, but Joe was like that. We'd run practice, 5-yard curl over the middle, and it's coming about 95 miles an hour. And I'm like, Joe, why don't you let me throw to you for a while? You know, I'm 5 yards away, and you're throwing seeds. But that was Joe, man.
And then there's times where that type of throwing mechanics is beneficial. I remember being guarded by a nickel back, and I'm running a seam route, and I was covered. And Matt threw it so fast, right past the individual's shoulder. And he was guarding me, and I got back to the huddle. I scored a touchdown. I said, Matt, why would you throw that ball? I wasn't open. He said, I knew I can get that ball to you before that cornerback turned his head around. And the cornerback was looking at Matt Stafford. So he knew there was a split second where that guy was going to turn his face, and that ball would already be in my hands.
That's that gunslinger mentality that some people feel like gets him in trouble. Do you have to harness that against a guy?
You have to harness it, but you don't throw it away. You have to keep that. You got to know that that's your biggest strength, because there's times that Calvin's going to be covered by 2 guys, and we've seen it by 3 guys. And Matt knows I got the arm strength to get this to my receiver by any means.
3rd down and 8. See what Matt Sims' arm strength is here. Pressure comes on a blitz. He unloads, and it's complete for a 1st down. Boy, you talk about sticking it in there. When Isaiah Johnson comes on a safety blitz, Sims somehow found Thigpen and moved the chains for Buffalo.
So many good things about this play from a football perspective. You look at the blitz, pick up big time hit. And then you look at the quarterback, Sims, sticking in the pocket. You got the linebacker right there.
Actually, that's D, and that's Phil Hunt.
That's
a tough match. He
dropped
did a
him back.
Job.
Yeah, he got to stay focused on where the ball's at, though.
Buffalo doing a nice job running the football here tonight, averaging about 148 on the ground during the preseason. 2nd best in the NFL. And I'll tell you, Rex Ryan's defense is pretty darn good. You're not going to see the starters that we usually see, the Mario Williams, the Marcel Darius, the Kyle Williams, the Stephon Gilmores, but watch out for this club defensively. Many people think they don't have a quarterback, but this is a team that last year was number 4 in the NFL in points per game against and number 4 in yards per game against. They got some tough hombres up front. There's no doubt about it. Wood breaking to the outside, flag on the play.
Holding, offense, number 84. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Well, that's the rookie Nick O'Leary, the tight end, 6'3", 252-pound 6-rounder out of Florida State.
Well, Leary's going to be right here. He's going to get nabbed. And the thing is, a tight end, you got to keep your hands inside. And when the guy goes away, you have to let him go. It plays down as a tight end. When he starts to get separation, you have to let it go if you're not in position.
You got to give credit to Philip Hunt. He just showed how much strength that he has. I mean, just lowering his base, shooting his arms as if he's bench pressing, really shocked the tight end O'Leary, and ultimately why he ended up grabbing the jersey, because he was beat on that specific play.
O'Leary won the Mackey Award last year for best college tight end and set Florida State records for tight ends in career receptions, yards, and touchdowns. Sims from the pocket, and it is juggled and incomplete, and it might be a flag on Nevin Lawson here. Intended for Andre Davis.
You can get pass interference against Nevin Lawson. There's a couple things as a defensive back, and Nate will second this. You have to be able to run, get on the hip, and play in position. But the second thing you have to do...
Defense, number 24. Automatic 1st down.
He's in good position. He uses the sidelines, but he's got to locate the ball quicker. When he doesn't locate the ball, and Davis does, he's at a disadvantage, and then all he can do is face guard.
You know, as a receiver, plays like that I don't usually like. You know, I would lean into the DB and say, hey, that was a tough call. I don't think it was pass interference. It has to be very evident for me to, you know, give a DB a hard time about, you know, pass interference play, but Nevin just got to locate the ball, understand that it's coming, and not get his hands in the chest of the receiver.
Second fumble of the night on the center quarterback exchange. First time the Lions recovered. Second time the Lions recover.
You're going to be a loose ball here, and Kerry Hyder, number 61, who I misidentified early in the game, does a nice job of scrambling in the pile and holds the Buffalo Bills at bay. 7-3 Lions.
Second fumble recovery for Detroit's defense. Let's see if their offense can cash in when we return on the Lions Television Network. Two guys looking pretty good so far here tonight, looking pretty good in the preseason too, and each wants the other's job.
You know, it seemed like Greg Salas was making a case for himself early in the game for that fourth or fifth wide receiver spot. He ran a dart route, caught it strong with his hands, and then came back with a slant. Unfortunately, got banged up, though.
Corey Fuller runs that same route, hauls it in. Salas, those numbers you saw moments ago, that was coming into the game tonight. He did have 2 catches for 21 yards before his knee injury.
Yeah, and Corey Fuller, we didn't talk about him in the open. So, Nate, do you feel that he's already there? Now, you said that the fourth and fifth spot were open. Is he possibly?
He's one of those guys that could hurt himself in this game, but I think the reason he's not in the discussion for making that fifth spot or a guy that's on the bubble is because he's been in the system. So they know they have a guy offensively that can come in flawlessly and help substitute Calvin Johnson when he needs a break, which is going to be a ton.
And he's got big vertical speed.
And you always need a big guy.
Something that they all don't have.
Exactly. You need a big guy.
Right. He's different than some of the other guys vying for a spot. Zach Zenner trying to be different too and getting a first down.
And, there's a lot to be said about a guy that can come in and pick up exactly where you need him to. Listen, Calvin Johnson is the best receiver in the world, and he's not going to be able to play every single snap. So there's going to be times where you need a guy like Corey Fuller who knows the offense, who's almost the same measurables as far as height, can go in there and sometimes decoy, run a quick slant like we just saw him do, and not go out there and make mental errors.
Yeah, and he's still a babe. Let's not forget, he played about 1.5 years of football at Va Tech and then, a couple years at the Lions. So they feel he has a big upside. So his ultimate end game could be way better than some of the other guys he's competing with.
What an athletic family he comes from, too. Brother Kyle, first-round pick, Chicago. His other brother is playing at Va Tech right now. He's going to be a first-round draft pick,
and the eldest brother played 7 years for the Titans, and Corey Fuller trying to follow in the footsteps of a really good football family. Remember this from the Saints last year?
Oh, man.
The game-winning touchdown pass, and over in London, makes a big catch. Helps the Lions come back with a victory, then against the Cowboys. So Corey Fuller has done it under the bright lights. So now he's just trying to show some consistency and improvement here in the preseason.
And he feels really comfortable within the system and the guys around that system. I don't think we can say enough about that. When you're a young guy, you want to feel welcome. You want to feel like you fit and belong.
And a quality individual, too. You talk to Corey outside, always available.
Uh-oh.
Look out, Jones is gone.
He's gone.
There's an exclamation point. T.J. Jones.
It's nice seeing a number 13 in Ford Field with speed.
Ooh, I like that right there. I like that. I got goosebumps.
I tell you, when you can get that slant, that skinny, and you can split the safety and DB, and they're both closing on you.
Listen, when he caught the
you
ball,
and the end zone.
I knew he was gone. He went up there, gave him a two-step. That's the inside-outside move. The cornerback bit on it. The safety over-pursued on the outside, and look at that turnover. That's a guy who used to run track in high school. I can tell you that right now.
It's a big play for the confidence, too, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, young guy getting in the end zone.
And for Kellen Moore.
Listen, this is what we talked about. This is the fourth preseason game. And people say, well, it doesn't matter. Well, all the fans in here will disagree. I'm here to tell you, I played 11 years. I disagree. It's a big-time play by a young guy.
64 yards to pay dirt. Lions get their first TD of the night and their first lead of the evening as well.
Now look at T.J. Jones, who just took it to the house for the Lions. We're going to take a look at why, Nate. You're going to see zero coverage, which means we're going to have man-to-man coverage across the board. And let's look what happens.
And you got the young fella coming up. Great move. He pushes upfield, gives him a hard step to the left. And what's great about that, he's not killing grass. And because there's zero coverage, that means there's no top. That safety had to pursue and pick up the running back. So when you catch it, get upfield. there's special things about that play. One is Kellen Moore got the ball out of his hands because he realized it was zero coverage. I'm going to get hit if I don't let this ball go. Two, the young fella caught the ball and got upfield right away.
And I give Kellen Moore props because that didn't look like zero. When you get a pre-read on that with the safeties playing off, using zero, you can see the safeties come up more 6-7 yards. Everyone's going to be eyeballing their man. They showed almost like a high two, and then in the snap, they all came down. And when they come down, that opens up the back end.
Good point, Rubes. I got to give credit to T.J. Jones again because I love talking about receivers, and he's wearing 13. So I'm going to give you some love here, T.J. It's one thing to recognize coverage and see that somebody's in front of you press. It's another thing to go up there and attack with confidence and then catch the ball and get upfield. Usually receivers don't run slant routes like that. Young fella made a big-time play.
Well, his godfather is Rocket Ismail, and he sure had the Jets.
Sure did.
Like the former Notre Dame wideout. Dad played defensive line in college. He sure didn't run like that, did he?
So, Nate, being in the booth now, you get, this is your third game with us. Is it nice, the telestrator, where you can actually see the coverages and draw, and it's pretty cool as a receiver? I always wish that when I started the NFL, I knew as much as I did when I ended in the NFL.
Yeah, I feel you on that. It's almost having a special power when you have a fond understanding of the X's and O's, but when you're young, it's so much going on.
Yeah.
Lions fans, welcome to your new home for all the post-game interviews, insight, and analysis. Watch the new Lions live after the game all season long with Rob Rubik, only on Fox Sports Detroit.
And Matt Shepard or Mickey York. I think you guys will be splitting the duties up a little bit, so it's a win-win for Rob Rubik, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we'll be pretty excited about it. Third down and short for the Bills. They're 3 for 5 on third downs. There's a quick slant, and boy, he squeezed that into a small window. As Lawson again on the coverage, Lewis able to haul it in.
Yeah, but let's look at Nevin Lawson's last 3 covers. He had the nice job on the breakup, where he almost got the pick. He got called for the interference where he was there competing. He just didn't locate the ball. And that time he gets one caught on him. So he had a breakup, an interference, and a caught ball. But all 3 times,
he's right there.
He's right there. And that's what you look for. You can work on the little details when you're a defensive back coach. But if your guy's not in position to make a play, he's never going to make a play.
Good point, Rube.
Oh, and there goes Detroit with another sack. Phil Hunt making a case. Off the edge. Remember, this team lost George Johnson in the offseason. Everyone talks about Ndamukong Suh, C.J. Mosley, and Nick Fairley. George Johnson will be missed. Phil Hunt is trying to fill that role.
We're going to see right here. He's going to come from the bottom. Let it go. Usually coming from the right side. This time they got him in the left, and he just absolutely blows by Daryl Johnson, the right tackle.
I mean, really good hand movement for a guy. You know, the offensive linemen, they're going to shoot their hands and try to grab you right away. He did a swim technique, which is commonly used for wide receivers, and it got him to the quarterback.
Sims to throw again. Lawson on the coverage again, and another flag.
What they're going to call is that wrap around the hip. He went in there, great position. He actually didn't even need to do that. It's a comfort zone thing for some of these DBs. They just want to get their hands on you to get a feel for where you're at. But he had good coverage.
Pass interference. Defense number 24. Automatic first down.
Yeah, you know what? He almost read it too quickly. I mean, he got there so quickly. Good break on the ball. He was squatting, and the route was developed right in front of him, and he read it and came up, and he just got there a little bit too quickly, forcing him to wrap that arm, as you said, Nate.
Yeah, he's got good skills.
He does. He definitely does. You can tell that he has great ball skills. When it comes to guarding his men, he just got to make a good decision when the ball's in the air.
Sims across the middle. Big play capability and into Lions territory. Marquise Gray, former quarterback at the University of Minnesota, reels that one in from Matt Sims, who's looked pretty sharp for the most part.
But Marquise has put on some LBs. Oh, man.
He's had to. 6'4", 242-pounder in his third year out of the Gopher football program. It's his 5th catch of the preseason. And a stoppage in play.
That is the 2-minute warning.
There you go. Well, the Lions up 10-7. A big play made by Buffalo's defense. A bigger play made by the Lions offense. Come on back.
And there you see big number 58, Philip Hunt, talking to his defensive line coach, Chris Kasurik, a very animated coach at that. Hunt, poised to be the number 9 defensive lineman on the Lions roster. He's certainly a guy that has played hard this preseason, signed by the Lions as a free agent in February of 2015, Matt. He was out of football all of last season. He said he spent time at home with his kids in Houston working out. He is one of the top pass rushers from the CFL from 2009 and 2010, and he is certainly working hard to get a spot here and stick and stay in the NFL, Matt.
I love stories like that. I really do. First sack of the preseason for him moments ago. 9th for the Lions defense so far in this preseason. And you see the position battle that Jennifer was referring to. Philip Hunt in that mix. Corey Wooten had a couple of sacks against Jacksonville. Larry Webster's that developmental guy, fellas. Good catch inside the 20-yard line. Sims on target to Lewis for the second time during this drive.
And you know what, Philip Hunt, we had one of the replays early on in this half when he was in coverage. And coaches are going to look at that, and that's what I like to see, because there's so many zone blitzes that are implemented in the NFL now, and your defensive ends, the more athletic they are, that they can drop into coverage, even if it's just drop into the hook, just drop into the curl. Yeah. Can you get there and compete? And he showed that he could.
Sims, pressure from the edge by Wooten. He unloads, and Bryce Brown tumbles his way out of bounds to stop the clock near the 10.
But look at Larry Webster. We were talking about D ends in coverage. That was a zone blitz. Big number 79. The defensive end out of Bloomsburg was in coverage against Bryce Brown.
Yeah, and just to touch on that, Rob, you don't have to teach a guy how to backpedal. You don't have to teach him to be a DB. You just got to teach him where to drop. And if you can get a guy to drop in the correct space, that just shortens those windows for the quarterback.
2nd and 6. Sims to the air and another quick slant. And a knockaway by Nevin Lawson.
Here we are again talking about Nevin Lawson and the coverage that he has. Regardless of the 2 penalties, he's right there. Check him out. Very patient. He doesn't panic. Shoots that left hand initially, and he stays close to him. That's exactly what you want.
You're right. When you said patient, you try to teach people, whether you're trying to stock block or you're defender, let him make the move. You sit there, you squat.
Yeah.
He's got to run by you. And when you wait, when he commits, then you jam him and become physical.
And to reference the touchdown by T.J. Jones, he attacked the cornerback. Cornerback didn't have patience, gave him some room to catch the ball.
Yep. Requires discipline, and Nevin Lawson's degree at Utah State was interdisciplinary studies. Sims, down he goes! Another big play. Jermel Cudjoe continues to state a strong case to make this Lions roster.
Well, Cudjoe gets in there, but we're going to talk about Nevin Lawson and his friends in the back. Let's look here. We're going to see him manned up. We're going to see some coverage here, and we're going to see manned up out here. I think you got maybe some 2-man we're going to see. Safeties are playing halves deep. Look at him. Stop it right here. Can we pause? Look at this. Who are you going to throw to? Are you going to throw it here, here, or here? There's nowhere to go with the football. And you got 2 doubling in the middle. So excellent coverage.
Listen, you keep your feet moving it, and you'll see Cudjoe coming in late after the quarterback holding the ball for too long. I was always told when a play like that happens, a young D lineman gets a sack that you know the quarterback was holding on to it. You go over to the DBs and you dap them up and say, hey, good job, fellas, keep it up. As long as you guys cover like that, we'll be attacking this quarterback all night long.
And playing 2-man, when your corners can cover outside and your safeties can just stay on the halves inside.
And look at the quarterback's eyes and make a play on wherever he wants to throw it.
Dan Carpenter lines up for a 43-yard field goal to tie. And it is good with 41 seconds left to tie it at 10.
Well, you know, Nate Burleson, you look good in the opening. Shep, you pointed out how good Nate looked in his uni, but look at the big man. Does he look good in Honolulu blue and silver or what?
Listen, I got excited when he ran out. I said, holy smokes, wait a minute. Is Elodi Nada going to play tonight? I don't know, but 9-2 got a lot of people excited here in Michigan, and rightfully so. When you look at his numbers, he passes defended, NFL ranking 2nd, and he ranks among all these D tackles since 2006. Look at the total tackles, forced fumbles, and the sacks. For how big he is, usually that guy in that position, a plug stopper. A guy
and he's not a sack specialist. He's a guy who's really going to prevent teams to be able to run against you, right?
Well, we always heard how Sue got double-teamed a lot. he will get double teamed all the time because he is a run blocker. You cannot run the ball with him in the middle of the field, and Coach Caldwell knows that. He shows that he's also got a little bit of athleticism, but look at him. You think he had to go to the Husky section as a kid? Look at that. That's no hummingbird there, Shep. Look at that body.
I agree, but he did play in a one-gap attacking style in Baltimore. This is different. He's asked to penetrate a little bit more. Instead of the read and react, he can't wait to get out there and play significant.
Rubes, what is that's no hummingbird? What kind of country
hummingbirds are tiny, they're real quick, they
I've
flip.
never heard. You country for that one. That's no hummingbird
I got to give my dad credit on that. That's one of his things.
I'm going to use that one. I'm telling you that right now.
Condre Diggs, first opportunity. Oh, he's drilled before he reaches the 15.
That's why I like being up here.
That's why I feel good in this suit and not in the pants.
Matthew Mulligan.
There's
Diggs
no
wants a mulligan here.
Oh, no kidding. This is just finish it. Square up and finish.
Listen to this. Oh, even the crowd knew it right away. That's where the guy who's doing the hitting feels great. The guy on the receiving end, get me to the locker room. I could use a smelling salt or two, right?
Yeah, I had my son playing safety this year, and I said, you don't have to hit anyone, just tackle. Hitting hurts, and it hurts.
George went on a screen, going nowhere.
I never thought, Nate, getting hit as a receiver, it never hurt. Sometimes your head would bounce off the turf. That would, rattle your gray matter. But getting hit itself till the next day when you shoot, that hurts. But during the game, I never thought that hurt.
Yeah, it didn't. I mean, we had so much adrenaline pumping through us. It's funny, though. I remember I got hit one time over the middle of the field, and I bounced back up, and I thought I'm all right. After a while, I realized the left side of my back wasn't activating. So I went to a chiropractor. She said, all your muscles are shut down. And I said, well, how did my muscles shut down? She said, well, every time you get hit, that's the equivalent of a car accident. And that was the first time I heard it like that. And I said, you know what? For the rest of my career, I'm going to take care of my body because I'm getting beat up on a daily basis. Yes, this is what I signed up for, but I have to understand what I'm putting myself through.
It's a good lesson learned, and for not just guys at the professional level, kids of all ages in every single sport need to make sure they're taking care of their body, much like you guys treasure it as well. We're at the break, tied at 10. And Jennifer Hammond, a chance to chat with Jim Caldwell. Jeff?
All right, thanks very much, Shep. And Jim, if anybody had any question about how important this fourth preseason game was, they didn't see your team play that first half.
Well, I tell you, it's extremely important to us, and the guys are treating it that way. I think we got a lot of energy. It's a lot of good hitting going on out there on both sides. So it's and some guys obviously showing what they can do, which is great.
Talk about what you're looking for in the second half.
Well, one of the things that we didn't do, we didn't turn it over. We didn't have very many penalties, so we can keep that going. But we got to be able to run the ball a little bit more. We've been a little porous in that area. I don't think we've gained over 2 yards rushing, so we got to see if we can get that going.
Good luck in the second half, Jim.
Thank you.
Shep, back up to you guys.
All right, Jen, Lions have 7 passing touchdowns in the preseason. The 7th was right here. T.J. Jones, over 60 yards, his first touchdown of the exhibition campaign. And the Lions and Bills are tied at 10 on the Lions Television Network. Ready for football season with a tremendous selection of fan gear, tailgating supplies, and more at the Detroit Lions official online store, shop.detroitlions.com. That's shop.detroitlions.com. Alongside Rob Rubik, Nate Burleson, Jennifer Hammond. I'm Matt Shepard, Zach Zenner. Nice feature at half about his interests. We know a lot about the fact that he wants to be a surgeon eventually, but an outdoorsman as well. And I suppose you should figure that from which he came, but he fits in well with a lot of guys on this team, including the defensive line coach on the opposite side of the football, Chris Kosurik, who is a big-time hunter. Sam Martin kicks it away. Marcus Thigpen wants to return it, but won't get the chance. So a lot of snaps for these guys. Sam Martin's been very good. We don't talk about punters or guys who perform kickoff duties very often, but it's another one of those things where you don't have to worry about it, and that's a good thing because this is a guy who has been very good in his tenure here in Detroit. A year ago, 29 times he pinned teams inside the 20. So Matt Sims remains at quarterback for Buffalo. And I don't know if he's going to make this squad, fellas, but, his first half numbers were pretty good. He's taken some hits. He's completed some tough passes, and we'll try and do the same here. Little check down. for a pickup of a couple. Coverage by Kyle Van Noy, which leads us into another position battle, fellas. That linebacker spot. We know who the starters are on this team with Levy and Tulloch and Whitehead. Van Noy is trying to impress.
Well, you got Van Noy, you got Travis Lewis, you got Bynes, you got guys that, really need to make an impact. You hit it, Shep. You hit it on the head. We know who the starters are. We're trying to figure out who can back these guys up, and who does back these guys up going to have to be instrumental on special teams.
Corey Wooten pressure on Sims, who runs out of real estate. And it's not that Kyle Van Noy is not going to make this team. Second-round pick a year ago, lost half the season to a sports hernia, but he wants PT. In order to get that, you better try to beat somebody out.
Well, not only do you have to try to beat somebody out, but you're going to have to make a tremendous impact. I get it, second-round draft pick. Sometimes you don't want to be a special teams guy. You don't want to be labeled as a special teams guy. But oftentimes, that might be your only opportunity to make plays and then work your way into the lineup.
He was drafted by the Caldwell regime, but let's not forget, they also just parted ways with Ryan Broyles, who was a second-round draft pick previously. No, they didn't draft him, obviously. So Kyle Van Noy, he's got to prove that he belongs. He's not much more than a rookie, fellas. He lost, you said half, Shep, and I would guess all of that, if not more, of not practicing even last year with that sports hernia.
Listen, getting back to Kyle Van Noy and then talking about special teams being the avenue to get more playing time, I'll talk about a different team I played on, the Seattle Seahawks. And my first year, I tore my thumb. Second year, I came in, I tried to compete for the number 2 spot. And Mike Homer said, you know what, Nate, I like DJ Hackett opposite of Deion Branch, and that's how it's going to be. I said, well, I'm going to make an impact on this team somehow, and I'm going to work my way back into the lineup. I went to the special teams coach. I said, look, I ain't returned punts since college. Put me in, and that year I was a Pro Bowl alternate, and I led the NFL in yards. So it's one of those things where you can work your way into the lineup playing on different teams.
George Wynn and the Lions offense get their first crack at the Bills defense in the second half when we return on the Lions Television Network. Tied at 10, first possession for the Lions here in the third. They'd like to be a little bit more productive than they were in the opening half.
Listen, I've been in that locker room halftime during the 4th preseason game. I guarantee Caldwell went there and said, guys, we need some production. We need some consistency. I don't care if it's the second half of the 4th preseason game. Let's go out there and be consistent and efficient on offense.
Empty backfield for Kellen Moore and a quick slant, incomplete, intended for Corey Fuller, who's getting plenty of snaps despite a guy we think has already solidified his spot. A.J. Tarpley on the break up there, the rookie out of Stanford. Fuller, a former 6th-round draft pick. You get production out of that 6th-round draft pick, that's a bonus.
Oh, yeah, that's a deal. You found a steal is what we call that in draft terms.
Win.
George Wynn.
You got Joe Fourier in there trying to block his way, keep the edge, give Wynn an opportunity. Fourier suddenly in a battle with newly acquired Tim Wright at the tight end spot.
And this situation that Joe Fourier's got to come up. If you're in the red zone or in a third down situation, you have to have value somewhere. He's not an outstanding blocker. We know that, but that doesn't mean he can't play in this league.
Right.
If he can excel at what he does well, and that's catching the ball in tight quarters.
3rd and 8. Moore looks his way and now goes to a secondary receiver, T.J. Jones. First down for the second-year pro out of Notre Dame. His second rock of the night and second big catch of the night.
Listen, that was Golden Tate-esque. He ran a crossing route. And I want you to pay attention to Kellen Moore dropping back, holding the ball, trying to figure out where he's going. Look at the second window. He saw the first window. That was closed. You'll see Jones right here. He gets an inside release, runs a crossing route. First window closed. Keep running, young man. He hits Jones on the second window. Big-time play. That's good chemistry right there. You can tell that Jones and Kellen Moore have had reps in his training camp. And obviously, because they're number 3 on the depth chart, they probably got a lot of work in on routes like that.
That's the first third down conversion for the Lions offense tonight. Wynn going backwards, and that Buffalo defense, stout. Red Bryant in on the tackle. 6'4", 323, and that might be Very generous, as in light. That's a big hoss right there, the 7th-year pro
Big
out
Red.
of Texas A&M.
Oh, man.
What isn't he, Nate?
That's no hummingbird right there, bro. Hey, listen, I know Big Red. He got drafted to the Seattle Seahawks, and you want to talk about just a big old teddy bear, but absolute monster when he gets on that field.
Last year in Jacksonville, Bill's hoping that he's got something to spell the guys inside like Kyle Williams and Darius, both Pro Bowlers, by the way. More pressure comes, unloads a comeback route off the fingertips of Jeremy Ross.
It's tough to throw a comeback when you're leaning off that back foot, trying to hit the opposite sideline. It was a good route by Ross. Kellen had a little bit of pressure. If he was able to step into it, he probably would have made a better throw.
And he doesn't have the natural gifts of a Stafford where he could probably still get a lot on that ball. You know, Matthew Stafford's baseball days back in high school, I think, lend itself to the way he can snap his hips and really get something on it when he's not in the prototypical quarterback position stepping into his throws. Kellen Moore does not have that type of arm strength to make that throw.
We all know who Matthew Stafford played baseball with. Clayton Kershaw might be in the front running for National League Cy Young Award winner again. They were going for the home run ball to Corey Fuller. Instead, the Lions will punt it away.
See, in a situation like that, the cornerback met Corey on the sideline, so essentially was on top of Corey while he was running that go route. Stafford, in a situation having Calvin Johnson on that same type of play, will look at CJ, and they make eye contact and throw that back shoulder. And it's a tough play to make when you don't practice it a lot.
That was a returnable punt for Marcus Thigpen. Instead, a fair catch made at the 21. Lions and Bills squared at 10 on the Lions Television Network. Lions football is presented by Henry Ford Health System. Join our team. Register. Fundraise. Game on December 12th, Ford Field. By Ford Motor Company, introducing the all-new Ford F-150, the future of tough. And by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Family's not just our name, it's the way we do business. There's a great shot. That man knows how to support his team. Lions in a jersey and the English D on top. 10:59 left to go in the third. Lions and Bills even at 10. TJ Jones with a touchdown grab from Kellen Moore on a slant that he took it 64 yards. Buffalo got an interception return, 81 yards for a score. And now Matt Sims and the Bills offense continue to work. Bryce Brown battling it out with Bronson Hill, Ruby Dixon, Sierra Wood, trying to make Rex Ryan's club. Rex Ryan, by the way, has already named his starter guys. Tyrod Taylor beats out Matt Castle and E.J. Manuel. He will be the starter for this football team this year, a former 6th-round pick out of Baltimore, or from Baltimore.
You know, after this play, Shep, let's talk a little bit, because remember Coach Caldwell talked at length in one of our production meetings about Tyrod Taylor.
Sims will throw. Here comes pressure and knocked down. There's Van Noy. Remember, Van Noy was a playmaker at BYU. There's a reason they took him. He had 63 tackles for losses, 26 sacks, and 7 picks in his BYU career.
He's come from the high side, speed, keeps his feet, doesn't, leave him, put himself out of position, but gets his hands up, gets a deflection, and Kyle Van Noy, he is desperate right now to make some plays, to prove now he should be on this team. As you said earlier, Matt, that he should merit some playing time.
Good rush there. Good anticipation and recognition. Here's Buffalo on a 3rd down and long. Pressure comes. Sims delivers, and it's just enough for a 1st down. Reaching for that stick was Desmond Lewis.
Well, this is just kind of a clear what they're going to, with twin receivers to the right. We're going to freeze it on the top. We're going to take a look. You're going to see inside's going to clear. Lewis is going to come. He's going to set down and find the open area. Let it go. They clear on the inside. Lewis sits down. He feels the backer, and he just starts to drift back outside. So that's good route running on Lewis's part.
Sims has looked sharp. Deep drop. Pressure comes from Gabe Wright. Throws on the run, and it's caught at the 46-yard line. Bronson Hill, the former Eastern Michigan Eagle, hauls in that catch. Third reception of the preseason for
Holding, offense, number 62. 10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
or not. That's Will Campbell, the Detroiter. Used to be a defensive tackle.
He's the Xavier Proctor for the Bills or the Lions. You see right here, big Will Campbell. Let's see, he does good job initially. Good base, got his feet wide apart. The scramble really hurt him here, and
Pretty obvious.
that's that defensive tackle. He had his hands, he didn't want to let go. He had the inside grip on the defensive lineman.
And they moved him back and forth at the University of Michigan. Sims throws wide open and tiptoeing past the 40 to about the 43-yard line is Marquise Gray. 6 catches now in the preseason for the third-year pro out of Minnesota. All in the last 2 games. He had 4 catches, 54 yards against the Steelers last week. A game in which Buffalo, by the way, dominated 43-19. Taking everything into consideration. Here's a 2nd down and 5 for the Bills. Bronson Hill squeezed through a hole and breaks into the 3rd level all the way to the Detroit 41-yard line.
A nice job by the offensive line of creating a seam. And Bronson Hill's going to go right. But look at it. He hits it with speed. A little bit of a crease, get through it. We've seen Zach Zenner do that on the Lions' behalf. That time, Bronson Hill, the former Eagle, does a nice job of getting through the seam. And you see this big offensive line. And they are big, Matt. I remember last year when we went to Buffalo, and you were commenting on the field before the game.
Yeah.
They have some mobile homes up there.
Cyril Richardson's 345 pounds. That is a mountain of a man. Big Pen, another first down for the Bills.
When you're 5'9" in this league, as Marcus Thigpen is, you better be quick, and he is.
Yeah,
After this catch, Lawson loses his balance. He squares up, a little stiff arm, and Thigpen shows some quickness.
You know what the receiver did is he made Lawson widen his feet. Once I see your feet widen, I can give you a move, and I know you can't recover as quick as you would like to.
Hill, who leads this team in carries in the preseason, is gobbled up behind the line of scrimmage. Tahir Whitehead makes the tackle, and Whitehead and Cudjoe combine there. Whitehead, a guy who many people think is a starter, yet he's out there late in the third quarter.
He is, but look, watch Cudjoe's going to get right up inside the defensive tackle. He takes the big offensive lineman that time, Urbic, and pushes him back, and that allows Whitehead to come in and make the play. And here's a look at Tahir. So if you have Tulloch and you have Levy, if it's not Tahir, who is your third? Who's your starter?
Travis Lewis started against Jacksonville. Pressure from the edge, and Sims felt it, but it's incomplete. It was, again, Kyle Van Noy coming from the opposite side and into the face of Matt Sims.
Well, this was a screen, so obviously the Lions are going to get quick penetration because they're being allowed to get into the backfield. Let's watch Van Noy at the top coming down. He has a direct path, gets pressure. I like what I see, though. After the ball is thrown, he keeps playing. He recognizes late it's a screen. He's going in and try to get in on a tackle if there's a catch.
Good point, Bruce. Really good point.
3rd and long for the Bills. Sims has time and takes advantage of it. Gray wrapped up. Tahir Whitehead on the coverage. Shy of the first down.
Well, this is what Tahir Whitehead does well, is he can run. He's an athlete in space, and he's going to get Marcus Gray. We're going to, right here, we're going to watch him. It's going to be man coverage. Watch, Whitehead's going to come here. He's going to see him. Got a little telestrator issue there, but you see him right underneath. Good job with speed, closing, and wrapping.
What makes him a talent is we know that he's gifted athletically. We know he's strong. I mean, I've been in the weight room with him. But what he does well, like you said, Bruce, he goes east to west, north and south, just as good and just as fast as any linebacker in this league.
Carpenter hit the post and missed it.
By rule,
Nailed
this
one
field goal
from 43
will be brought
earlier.
back to the spot of the
Missed
kick.
from
It will be
40.
Detroit's
We
ball.
remain
First
deadlocked
down at
at
the
10.
30-yard line.
And the Detroit Lions held their annual kickoff luncheon Wednesday afternoon right here at the beautiful Ford Field atrium. 920 people, including the entire team, were on hand. This is the 19th year they've done this, and it is a great start to the season. Q&A session as well with some of the players. Matthew Stafford and Glover Quinn got up on stage. Jim Caldwell was also there. One of the questions that was asked of the coach, Matt, how does it feel to hold the Lombardi Trophy? He said it's something you never forget, and he wants this team to experience it.
Don't we all? That's a great question, by the way. Zenner with a great run as he stiff arms his way close to midfield. That's what folks have been waiting for, a chance to break it outside, and Zenner capitalized.
I don't care if you're Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, or Zach Zenner, you have to have blocking. You have to have initial crease, and that time the Lions did a much better job at the point of attack.
Jennifer was referring to the Lombardi Trophy. Jim Caldwell, of course, held it as an offensive coordinator with Baltimore. Unfortunately for he watched New Orleans hold it instead of his Colts. High formation behind Kellen Moore. And it's Zenner again. More positive yards. Zenner's been able to pad some numbers last couple of carries. You see Timothy Wright out there. Timothy Wright, the tight end that Martin Mayhew recently acquired.
But people wonder how big Calvin Johnson is. He's 17 pounds heavier than the Lions tight end and Tim Wright. He's a wide receiver. Tim Wright goes 220, Megatron at 237. That's just wrong.
2nd and 5. Ross on a wide receiver screen, and that was sniffed out right away. Good job by Ron Brooks. Zach Zenner, who came into the game with a ton of yards, leading the NFL. Here's the update on how the battle between he and George Wynn is panning out tonight.
Well, you might initially think, well, what's going on with these numbers? Because we were accustomed to the Lions running the ball very efficiently in this preseason, but you got to give credit to Buffalo's defense. I mean, it seems like they came in with the mindset to stop the very successful preseason running game that the Detroit Lions had.
Yeah. Lions rushed for 193 against Jacksonville last week. Moore going up top, and it is incomplete, thrown behind T.J. Jones. That will force a punt from Sam Martin.
Now, Nate, I don't know if you got to look at that. Did TJ settle? I mean, as a receiver, sometimes that's supposed to be a fade. He's supposed to get the outside shoulder, didn't get it, and went inside. You can't do that to your quarterback.
And that's what happened. It seems like he gave a subtle double move around 6 or 7 yards, but he had a track outside. And that's the last sight that Kellen Moore saw before he let the ball go. But then at the last minute, TJ decided, I'm going to go inside the cornerback, and you just can't do that. Coaches tell us all the time, do not confuse your quarterback late in the route.
Buffalo takes over 1st and 10, just inside their own 15 in a tie ball game. Back and forth affair. This game summary presented by Arby's. Bills taking the lead on this hit, and Ron Brooks, Johnny on the spot. See you later, 81 yards later. And then Kellen Moore hooks up with T.J. Jones. His first catch of the night, 64 yards on a zero coverage, and he put the Lions on top. Since then, Dan Carpenter with a field goal. We're tied at 10 as we work our way inside the 4-minute mark of the third. There's T.J. Jones right there. He's had a productive night. Has he had a productive preseason enough to solidify a spot?
Right, I think with Greg Salas getting hurt, Matt, it's definitely going to open the door up a little bit if Salas can't go or if he has to be put on injured reserve. We don't know his status, but it definitely is in T.J. Jones's favor.
Sims incomplete, intended at the 45-yard line.
Lawson has competed. I'm sorry, Matt. I just mumbled to myself. Lawson has really competed. He's been around the ball the entire game, and talking about being around the ball. Get Greg Salas, nice job, a little bobble. He gets gang tackled by the Bills and hurts his knee. I don't know if it was late, but he was hurt. We got to look inside. Oh, coming in from the side. Big number 51.
You know, that's one of those typical MCL injuries coming outside in. I hope nothing's torn, but that definitely doesn't end up being good when you get hit from that angle and you're still upright when guys are holding you up because your foot's in the ground planted, your knee's fully exposed, and it jerks in and out. Hopefully he'll be all right. We'll get an assessment.
What do you think?
A little later.
No, Shep, and Nate, what do you think of all the ACLs of guys that have been getting hurt preseason without getting hit?
You know, it's crazy because you think that this many injuries wouldn't happen in the preseason, but then you look at teams like this where veterans sit out. And you say, well, why isn't Calvin Johnson playing? Well, that's why. Because you don't want to put your big dog in harm's way.
Sims up top. Wide open is Lewis. And an easy first down grab and close to the 40-yard line.
Well, this starts. I'm letting Nate come in after a little bit, but I'm going to show you why you're going to see right here. Let it go, and then we'll get ready to stop it.
Well, what you got
here? Look at the protection. And now looks on the field.
You got great protection right there. You give a quarterback that much time, he's always going to catch the ball. You got a miscommunication. Inside's running a seam route, outside running a deep dig. The safety and the cornerback took the seam. Somebody has to take that wide receiver on the outside.
Yeah, the inside guy just flushed the safety out when the dig came underneath it. There was just a lot of room. But the bottom line is, you're rushing four. You can't allow any NFL quarterback. I don't care if Sims makes the team or not. Any guy that's played at the collegiate level, at the upper level, you give them that much time, receivers are going to get open, and he's going to complete the pass.
You guys are talking about the ACL injuries. Remember, in 2013, there were 31 ACL injuries before the season began. There were 22 before the season last year, and there have been 25 names on a list before the season begins this year as Sims delivers too high and out of bounds. And two of those, big-time wide receivers. Kelvin Benjamin, non-contact drill, and Jordy Nelson, again, non-contact drill. How much of a factor is that as the NFL and the players continue to look at preseason number of games?
Well, my question is this. Are they overtraining? Do you overtrain? Are your muscles getting around your ligaments and tendons? And I'm not a doc. I'm not an orthopedic surgeon. But can you make your muscles stronger than your tendons and ligaments can handle? And are you cutting sharper and harder and put too much torque on your joints?
I don't know if anybody's...
Never accuse me of overtraining, I'll tell you that.
Flag on the play. Sims throws it down.
Well, Shep, getting back to that ACL.
Those are startling numbers, aren't they?
It is. And, I tore my ACL in 2008. I tweaked my knee. And in the third quarter, as we see this false start right here by Buffalo, and in the third quarter, I tore it, running around all by myself. Nobody's around. I thought I got hit, and I looked up, and my left knee just gave out. All of a sudden, I'm sitting on the sideline missing the rest of the season. But getting back to the implications of some of these injuries, Jordy Nelson in Green Bay. I mean, you don't want to see anybody get injured, but it's part of the game.
Such a good deep threat. 98 catches a year ago. There's a good comeback route. Caught. And I'll tell you what, you got to be pretty impressed with Desmond Lewis and what he's been able to do tonight, even though it's shy of the first down. Here's some of the key injuries you were talking about. Dante Fowler was in a practice. Who knows what Dallas is going to do with the loss of Orlando Skadrick. And Marquise Pouncey might come back.
Now, this is the one that intrigues me. And you're going to find out just how good Aaron Rodgers is, because he's going to make some guy a lot of money. Whoever fills Adams. Whoever's their third or fourth, I'm talking even third and fourth, all of a sudden they're going to be really good because they got number 12 spinning the ball to them. We saw that with Bill Schrader years ago with Green Bay, how great he was. We brought him to Detroit, and it was not necessarily a great move, but Brett Favre made him look good, and Aaron Rodgers will do that to a lot of receivers.
O'Leary on the receiving end of that fourth down pitch and catch. His first catch of the preseason, moves the chains.
And not to mention Randall Cobb, banged up.
Yeah, banged up,
he has a shoulder separation. They say it's a sprain, but I've separated both of my shoulders. And I know as a receiver, initially, those first few weeks, it's hard to even get your hands above your head. So now you're asking this guy within a week to go out there and reach up and snag balls in all kind of different directions and take hits, which every time you get hit after a fresh shoulder sprain, it feels like you're re-spraining it right away.
Sims wants to throw again. He's put it up an awful lot. Pressure comes. Bynes has got him, and he throws it away.
Pick it up. Touchdown.
No whistle, and that'll be a Lions recovery.
Well, here's the deal. He threw the ball, but it's backwards.
He went backwards.
So
that's right.
That's a fumble. It's like throwing a backwards pass.
He got spent around and didn't know the direction he was letting that ball go.
Well, this is just pretty poor field awareness by Sims. You got to know right here, when you get out in space and there's no one there, right, you're outside, throw it away. That's an athlete coming at you, Matt. You know,
he's trying to throw it over. Is that Kerry Hyder's third fumble recovery? It is. That young man's had himself a career night.
Got to work on that scoop and score, though. Got a little excited.
Those guys who aren't used to scoring sometimes can't believe their good fortune and don't know what to do. But Josh Pines is the man who had Matt Sims wrapped up, forced him into that poor decision. Hyder with his third fumble recovery of the night on the Lions with 13 seconds in the third. Hoping to knock on the door again. Moore to Fourier. Should be the final play of the third. And it will be. We've played 3. The score is the same after we were done playing 2. We head to the 4th with the Lions hoping to take the lead in the final quarter of the preseason on the Lions Television Network. We start the 4th, tied at 10, Lions and Bills. We'd like to extend a warm welcome to all those watching tonight's game on the Detroit Lions Television Network across the great state of Michigan and in northern Ohio. Thank you for joining us all preseason long.
And this is a tough one at Marquette if you're a Lions fan. A lot of cheeseheads up that way, boy.
You're right about that, Rube.
You wear your Honolulu blue and silver with pride in Marquette.
Start the 4th with the Lions on the march thanks to the third fumble recovery of the night. Pressure comes, but on the ground, George Wynn. Good hard run to gain a first down for Detroit.
It's funny watching these defensive coordinators right now. They are just bringing the farm every time. A lot of blitzing, a lot of pressure. Getting some good evaluation of your front, but also on your back end. See how your guys can play that. We talked about that zero or that man coverage.
Dennis Thurman, the Bills' defensive coordinator. Rex Ryan brings him on board. Greg Roman is his offensive coordinator. Win again. Stutter steps his way to the 20.
George Wynn not going down without a fight now. George, you know, he's heard a lot of Zach Zenner talk from my partner as well as myself here, my partners. But George really playing well in the second half. They're giving him a little bit more space to run the football. He's running extremely hard. If it doesn't work out here for George Wynn, he's getting some good film.
Well, like Jim Caldwell told us earlier in the week, every one of these guys out there playing that you see tonight is playing for something. Whether it be a roster spot, a starting spot.
Oh, nice double.
Moore dumps it underneath. Win with the catch. It should be enough for another first down. Check down on the part of Kellen Moore. You guys both said, ooh, did you see something that he should have seen?
Well, no, we saw Corey Fuller make a nice double move, but they had help over the top.
Game looks easy from here, doesn't it? Looks really easy when you're watching on a couch at home.
You're right about that.
I always tell people, because I get to do high school, college, and professional football. The easiest one to call, believe it or not, is the NFL. The skill set is so high and it's so individual, the matchups. It's like watching a video game, and Coach Lombardi would like to see some video game numbers put up this year by this offense, and I think he has some personnel to do that, starting with the quarterback.
Ross drilled immediately. No, not just the quarterback. You know, Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate, Eric Ebron's had a really good camp, and we are infatuated with this man, Amir Abdullah, the second-round pick out of Nebraska.
Listen, I call him the SOD. This is still of the draft right here. Check him out, looking at the film. In small spaces, very tight, concise spaces, he's willing to put his feet in the ground and make explosive moves. You know, we talk about it all the time. There's a difference between athletes that are decently good and then athletes that can go in there and make that message from their head go to their body immediately fast. And, you know, a guy that comes to mind is Javid Best.
How about the average? 6.8 yards per touch. Fuller on a slant inside the 10. He averaged 6 yards per carry at Nebraska the last 2 years. Not just his senior year.
Which is unbelievable if you look at these numbers. You know, I was surprised that he wasn't drafted earlier. I'm glad that the Lions were able to snag him up. But, I mean, these are really strong numbers at a really good school.
Yeah,
you know,
power conference.
You called him the SOD?
SOD.
You know what I was? I was a DOD. I was a deal of the draft because I made no money. Because they got me cheap.
At least you weren't a DOG.
I tell
a
you
dog
what,
on the field.
He was Jacobson's. I was Walmart.
3rd and short for Kellen Moore. 1 for 8 on 3rd downs. Wants the end zone, goes underneath. Zenner bobbled it, then hauled it in.
Set up a 4th and short here.
This is actually a good thing. I mean, I would guess Joe Lombardi would want to go for it here, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. This is a chance to test out some of your short yardage plays with some young guys, see how they can come off the ball. And you know that defensive front is going to be playing low pad. Just a little bit of a curl, and Zach Zenner was able to stay with it.
Good hands. First red zone trip for Joe Lombardi's offense tonight. Grandson of Vince Lombardi, but never met his grandfather. His grandfather actually died to this day back in 1970. And then Joe Lombardi was born the summer after.
Hurry up.
And Moore calls the timeout on a 4th and short. Wants to make sure they get the right play call. And more importantly, he can get the play off. But we've all talked with Joe Lombardi, and you know, this is a complex offense. It really is. It takes a lot to understand it. But once you get it, every one of these offensive players talk about how much they love it. They seem to be working much faster.
You know, Shep, you hit on it. It's about having comfort within the offense. At times, we saw last year offensively, there were some growing pains. But if you just look at this offense in the preseason right now, the combination of Matt Stafford and this guy right here, Golden Tate, who is quite honestly playing with the confidence of a #1 receiver. I mean, you can say he was brought here to be the #2 to Calvin, but this guy is the 1B. I don't care what anybody says. The numbers he put up last year, over 1,300 yards, and then coming in this preseason and picking up where he left off, as if I'm still a dominant Pro Bowl wide receiver.
Well, they always said Dean Smith was the only one who could hold Michael Jordan under 20. I think the Seattle Seahawks were the only one who could keep, Golden Tate from getting 1,000 yards.
I hear you.
Moore rolls opposite side of which he throws, and Jeremy Ross is going to be wrapped up. Ron Brooks has made some plays tonight. Not just the pick, but he's made some pretty good plays breaking on the football.
Well, I'm not sure if this is going to fall on Jay Ross. He might have had to press that up a little bit. There is a flag on the play. Kellen Moore's pointing like it's against Buffalo. Might be defensive.
Offside. Defense number 75 lined up in the neutral zone. The penalty be assessed half the distance to the goal, which will create a 1st down.
That's I.K. Enampali. Remember, he came over. You remember the story, of course, from the Jets after being cut because of the, I don't know if it was a jab, I don't know if it was a right hook, but we do know it broke Geno Smith's jaw.
It was a power punch.
Yeah, it sure was. And of course, Rex Ryan is the one who drafted him.
He might get the hook after that play.
Out of the 6th round and brought him over to Buffalo right away. Zenner. Touchdown, Zach Zenner.
I'm waiting for that signal. There it comes.
There you go.
My buddy has eyes up here, doesn't he? Look at that. Oh, Rex Ryan will not be pleased. I don't care if it's preseason, out of season. He's not going to be happy. When you stop make a nice defense stop in 4th down, you'll give the Lions a 2nd chance. And they take full advantage with just a dive. You see Burton leading up through, doesn't get a lot. Zabe Proctor working hard from the tackle, but Zenner does a good job, just kind of root hogging there, putting his pads low and getting into the end zone.
He's got some power now.
Yeah,
right?
Hey, Rubes, we're going to get back to root hogging because that's another one that I don't know what you mean. But you know what's impressive about that play? He got hit around 3 yards, and he fell forward and kept his legs moving, which doesn't happen often. So you got to respect the guy. We've been seeing this all preseason. He can fall forward for 2 or 3 yards. And you got a guy that you can give the ball to 4 yards in, and he gets his nose in the end zone. Big-time play.
We saw it in Washington. We've seen it basically all preseason long. Zach Zenner with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the preseason, 3rd overall. He feels good, so do the Lions. They're up by 7 on the Lions television network. Well, a lot of people really like Zach Zenner, and he's been productive, and you can understand why they like him. The scoring drive presented by the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning He caps off an 8-play, 37-yard drive in under 5 minutes, helped out by a penalty by Buffalo in that red zone, but the Lions' first trip to the red zone gives them their second lead of the night.
You know what I love about doing these games with you guys is that I learned a lot of football. Even though I played for 11 years, I learned a lot of football. But during the commercial break, I also learned stuff. And Rubes just told me root hogging is when you get down in the dirt and you pull the roots up, which makes sense. I get it now. Zinner was out there root hogging, and he gets low. I'm just saying I'm learning. I'm a city kid, but I'm going to be country by the time this is done.
Hey, listen, you're going to use that on a national broadcast, I guarantee you. We'll be back. The Lions have to replace over 2,300 snaps on that defensive line. That front four, Haloti Ngata's got to take a lot of them. We haven't seen him yet in the preseason, but we do see him right now with Jennifer Hammond. Jen?
All right, Big 92, the fellas up in the booth were saying how good you look in the Honolulu blue and silver. How good does it feel to pull on the pads tonight for this one?
It feels awesome. It feels great to be in the Honolulu blue, and just excited to be able to play with these guys, and just real excited.
I know when you're in your 10th year in the NFL, training camp isn't something you look forward to a whole lot, but how good did it feel to finally get back out there and working with your D-line mates this week?
It was great. It's just trying to, get used to having a helmet on and the pads on again, and just getting all that little stuff out, all the little kinks, and but it felt great. Like I said earlier, I'm just really excited about getting back out there and playing with the guys.
There's been a lot of talk and expectation for this team, the number 2 ranked defense in the NFL last season. What do you feel like you bring to the table?
Just helping the guys out, younger guys, understanding, what our people are trying to do against us, and kind of just a show by example kind of leader, and it just, not anything too crazy, but just try to show by example and hopefully help our guys make plays.
Jim Caldwell can't say enough good stuff about you and your ability on the field. He calls you a force. How good is it to be together with him again?
It's awesome. I love Jim Caldwell from Baltimore, and he's just a great guy, and not only as a coach, but as a mentor. He gives a lot of great advice, and it's just great to talk to someone that has a lot of wisdom.
Well, I know that you're a great leader and a bit of a mentor to some of the guys on the field out there tonight. Number 61, care to share your impressions of his night?
Well, all these guys are doing really great. Cujo and Kerry, and the guys in the middle, Worthy and Gabe, and so those guys are doing really good, and it's exciting to see them go out there and play and making some plays out there. So it's a lot of fun.
We'll see you in San Diego on the field.
We'll do.
All right, there you go. There you go, Chef. Big Haloti Ngata. We're going to send it back upstairs.
Good stuff. Thanks. Haloti actually is his middle name. His first name is Etwini. Etuni. Etwini Haloti Ngata. But what an impact player he is. And I love when people constantly ask him about Ndamukong Suh, and that's going to happen.
Right.
He says, look, we're two different players.
Yeah.
I like to think we're both great players, but we're two different players. Doesn't mean that they can't be successful in different ways in this system.
Very much so. And when talking to Jennifer, he was being very political and humble and saying, I'm here to lead and teach these young guys how to do things. But he's going to wreck shop. That's what he's going to do. He's going to cause chaos in the interior. And that's what they brought him here to do.
Well, he told us earlier in the week, I'm going to play. I have a chip on my shoulder. Here's a guy who's well-established. 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. People know who Haloti Ngata is throughout the NFL, and he says, I'm playing with a chip on my shoulder.
Well, you see a guy also, Gabe Wright, from the tutelage of Haloti Ngata, get some good penetration, the draft pick out of Auburn. Haven't called his name a lot, but it was nice to see him get a good move and get some pressure inside.
Colton Schmidt will punt it away for Buffalo. Good one. Diggs lets it sail out of bounds. Good pressure by Detroit, and they're keeping the pressure on the Bills. They lead by 7 with a little bit more than 9 minutes to go here in the preseason. Moments ago about and to Haloti Ngata, Ziggy Ansah, another main factor in what the Lions defense will be able to do this year. You talk about skill, a young skilled player, 6'6", almost 280, runs more like a skilled tight end than he does a defensive end. And we'll show you some of the startling numbers of Ziggy Ansah compared to the other men who were drafted at the same time he was. here in a moment. First, Kellen Moore under center. Center falls forward. And this is what we're referring to when they were drafted. Same round, obviously, or same draft, I should say, but where they were drafted and their production since they were drafted.
Wow. Those are stunning numbers. You know, when they drafted him, it seemed like everybody had something to say about this pick. Why would you go 5th pick with a guy that you're basically drafting off of potential? But you can see that his upside is tremendous. I mean, his football IQ is going to continue to grow. He can only get stronger and faster from this point. He hasn't even scratched the surface yet, and that's what's scary.
8 sacks as a rookie, 7.5 a year ago. Told me earlier in camp, I don't want to put numbers on what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to be the greatest I can be. Well, and that's a really humble but really, I think, mature attitude.
Well, you know, what I liked about Ziggy Ansah last year was we knew he had the pass rushing skills. We know he can bring speed off the edge. But I thought his overall defensive play from the defensive end position was better against the run game. He seemed like he was quite a bit stronger at the point of attack, and you know you're going to get the sacks from him. And he's going to have to go bigger this year. I know he said 15.5 the first 2 years. They really need 12 or 13 from him this year because losing Sue inside, you're losing a lot of that pressure that he applies up the front. So what you got to do now is bring it off the edge.
Really is an amazing story about a guy who, when he first received his equipment at BYU, didn't know how to put it on. I mean, you're talking about a guy who played soccer growing up, played basketball, ran track as well. He runs a 4.63 40. He's got a 39-inch vertical. Those are sick numbers for a guy like that.
Those are creative players on Madden. For anybody that plays video games, they know what I'm talking about. You make the player how you want to. You make him as big and as fast as you can in that position. And he's in a category by himself. And what I said about his football IQ, it's not that he's not a smart football player now. It's just that he's going to continue to learn the game.
He's inexperienced.
The subtleties, the intricacies, and listening to guys like Haloti Ngata, understanding that, you know, I can do this move in this space at this time. All that comes into play when you improve as a professional athlete.
He went to BYU to play basketball. The Lions and their fans are really glad he changed sports. In front by 7 as we wind our way toward the end of the preseason. The defensive play of the game is presented by 1-800-LEAVE-FREE. What a game for Kerry Hyder. Whether he makes this team or not, he'll be able to remember this for his entire life. Josh Bynes with pressure on Matt Sims. Hyder hops all over it. Folks, that is his 3rd fumble recovery of the night. And it is our defensive play of the game. Set up Detroit's go-ahead TD. Up 17-10 now.
First and 10.
Sims to throw. And on a curl pattern, he connects to Desmond Lewis, his favorite receiver on the night.
Nevin Lawson's going to sleep well tonight, Nate. He is been worked on a little bit by this Buffalo offense. I think he, for the most part, has been up to the challenge.
Oh, yeah, he's played fairly well. And talking about that matchup right there specifically, Lewis has been playing really well offensively for the Buffalo Bills. Quite the matchup the last 3 quarters.
That's a double-edged sword sometimes if you're the cornerback. You want the ball thrown your way so you can show them that you can make plays. But on the other hand, when they start throwing your way, that means they think they can pick on you a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially in the preseason. You know, you want to get a couple pass breakups, and after that, you're just like, I hope I have a good night. Just stay away from my side. I'll stay healthy, stay off the ground. I don't need to get caught up in fighting for the ball. Just like a receiver in the preseason. You get a couple catches, maybe a touchdown, you want to sit that butt on the sideline and relax with the boys.
Sims on a 3rd and 4.
Just keep an eye on Thigpen in the slot. He's pretty quick in this type of situation.
Instead, he's going to go to his favorite receiver, Lewis. And a little miscommunication there. Quandre Diggs on the coverage. Buffalo's offensive coordinator. And now a stoppage of play for the Lions. So Nevin Lawson trying to work his way into the Lions starting lineup as a nickel cornerback. He's not going to beat out Rasheed Mathis or Darius Slay, but here's what the first team defense has done this preseason so far. First couple of games they really liked. Jacksonville was able to move the football on them a little bit.
Yeah, but you also, we say the first team D, and they have been the first team D out here in the preseason. But the most important part in any defense, a coach will tell you, is ability to stop the run. Well, you don't have Haloti Nada, you don't have Jason Jones up front playing. So I think that also makes a big difference in some of the yards that they did allow. So Lions fans, don't panic. I think they're going to be solid against the run.
TJ Jones inside his own 15. And swallowed up right away. We got 6.5. Well, flag on the play. Hold on a second.
I can't believe anyone can in the NFL. I used to be the fullback on the punt, so I could get a clean release. I'd get down there right 2 yards from you guys, Nate. Like guy like you, 2 yards. You'd be gone, never touch it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm
we could tell by the way you running down that you weren't going to get us.
I wanted to.
I go to the special teams coach, say, hey, leave him alone.
Let 84. You don't have to block him, man.
You don't have to block him.
No,
go double up somebody else.
That dude tackles me, I'm retiring.
Yeah, I'm going to shake the laces off his shoes.
You know, it is interesting as guys look to work their way into starting lineups. Tony Sorrenti is the referee. He's helping somebody else learn the ropes as a referee. More to come from Ford Field after this. That's a good guy to talk to. TJ Jones, picking the brain of Lance Moore, who knows this offense as well as anybody. Last year played in Pittsburgh, but this is the offense where he had his success. You haven't seen him tonight, but you will see him during the regular season. And TJ Jones, fellas, is the offensive player of the game, presented by Xfinity.
Well, this is pretty easy one to pick, Nate. It's really by far their best offense play. They get him in some man coverage, a well-thrown ball, and a nice catch and run.
There was so many good things about that play. One, initially, he got upfield, gave the DB just enough to bite on. A really hard slant, confident when the ball was in the air. And what I like the most is as soon as he caught the ball, he got north right now. He didn't hesitate, didn't waste time, didn't try to go to the other side of the field. And Kellen Moore recognizing zero coverage. I got to get this ball out of my hands quick, and he got it to the right playmaker in TJ Jones.
This might be a silly question. What are you looking at when you're starting to pull away like that?
I'm looking at the screen. And then in my mind, I start thinking about what dance I'm going to do. Because I've been practicing all night in the hotel room.
All right.
So I'm trying to figure out.
And he did just that, by the way.
He did just that. Yeah. And you also got to look at the score, too. You got to know if you're down, you better eat that humble pie and not celebrate. Give the ball to the ref. Do the Barry Sanders.
I was running thinking how soon before I got caught. Take another 5 yards.
You were looking
yards.
At the screen to see how close the guy behind you was.
No, we didn't have screens then, Nate. We had reel to reel. We had, you know.
Oh, that's back when there was no face masks and leather helmets?
Right.
I got you.
See, Nate played here in this palatial stadium.
Unbelievable.
Rooks played at the Silverdome, where once you're tackled, I mean, you're having a hard time getting up. Lions look like they moved a little bit. Good effort by Joseph Fourier. Might be for naught, though. And Tony Sorrenti is back as our referee.
Offside. Defense, number 75, in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Replay, third down.
Rough night for IK and Mpali, but Tony Sorrenti was teaching Greg Wilson to be the referee, giving him some reps, much like the preseason does for the football teams. The referee crew does the same thing, and now he's back in charge.
Well, as many replays that we have and refs going into the booth and trying to figure out exactly what happened, they need reps too. They got to improve too, because when those pressure moments come, everybody feels the pressures, coaches, players, and referees.
Lions man up top here.
Corey Fuller.
Yeah.
And Corey Robinson.
Ball start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
I got a feeling Buffalo changed their cover this time. I can't believe that they would leave him out on an island again.
Right. You know, it's frustrating when you see the coverage you want.
Yes.
You know, there's no safety help. I'm looking at the DB. I catch his eyes. He seems shook. I know exactly where I'm going. I know where the ball's coming. And then offensive lineman jumps off sides. I don't ever yell at guys, but I always hit my guy if it's Rob Sims. Be like, what's up, buddy? You just stole a touchdown off my plate, man. And now you come back and it's completely different coverage.
Right, you see the safety just backed out of the picture, but he's going to be able to help over the top now.
More on 3rd and 10 on a slant. And it is a first down for Corey Fuller.
Really nice play by Corey.
Well, and this is where we were talking about going, but they couldn't go up top. Now, the safety before the play is going to cheat over the top, but Corey does a good job of jabbing him outside, just like we saw T.J. Jones do earlier, creating some natural separation and using quickness to get back under.
And what you do is you attack a leverage. You don't go right in front of him. You don't attack the middle of him. What Corey did right there, which was something that he's learned from Calvin, hopefully myself over the years of working with him, you attack that edge outside. You make that DB think, oh, I'm about to run a fade route. And all of a sudden, those hips open up. You can cross his face. Kellen Moore was very patient because he wasn't open right away. Then he caught the ball and got upfield.
Fuller 3 catches, 26 yards on the night.
Timeout.
And the final
Detroit.
timeout burned
This is their third and
by
final
Kellen Moore.
timeout of regulation.
4:10 left here in the 4th. Jennifer Hammond, what do you have for us?
You know, Shep, it was a really great scene before tonight's game. There was a team of Special Olympians. They won the gold medal in Los Angeles playing volleyball. They were honored tonight before the game. They are from Genesee County, coached by Sheila Gaffney. Really a great scene to see these Olympians here. They have worked very hard, and they certainly deserve to be acknowledged by the Lions. And, you know, the Lions understand what it takes to win. They want to try to win gold in their field, which would be, of course, going to the Super Bowl. The 50 on the 50-yard line is gold as well, and these Olympians really fought hard in L.A. Like I said, they deserved the little bit of recognition they got here tonight.
No doubt. Good for them.
Awesome story.
Teamwork, that's what it's all about.
You know, Matt, when you're in the NFL, and Nate will tell you this, you pick and choose your charity events that you're going to work with or who you want to help. Well, when I was a player, mine was Michigan Special Olympics. I did a lot. I spoke at fundraisers. I do the state. My wife and I do the state winter and summer games. And I got involved because of Joe Recknagel, the longtime Lions trainer, and his wife, Nancy, now it was his wife, Nancy Joseph, who was an area director in Oakland County, and they ended up, married Nancy. Now she's Nancy Recknagel. But you want to talk about something that you get way more than the athletes do out of? If you anyone out there were looking for something to spend some quality time to bring your kids to help with the Special Olympics, because it's a cause that will make you feel a lot better about yourself, because you know that you're working with people who just appreciate what you do and the time that you give them.
And you're fortunate. You realize
you get way more out of it. It's one of those things you're stealing.
It's something I've been involved in a number of different times. I can't say on a consistent basis, but the Miracle League, which is a baseball league for kids, I think it's really important. And what I love most about it is taking my kids there and having them work with them. They get that type of satisfaction and appreciation for life out of it as well. And of course, all these Lions, they do such a great job with Lions charities every single year. Calvin Johnson helps out so many. You like that hat on Eric Ebron, don't you? He looks relaxed.
I didn't say that.
Cool.
I was noticing it. I didn't actually say I liked it. I mean, the pontoon boat's near. I might have that hat on. Wet a line in the water and catch me a walleye.
He and I were talking a lot of college football earlier today as we walked up and down the sidelines, and he was trying to brag about the ACC a little bit to our good friend Rob Sims, who's working some radio tonight for the Lions Radio Network, and I said, Eric, I got to tell you, man, you don't have a whole lot to stand on right now. The Big Ten's the reigning national champ, so you might want to hold off before you start bowing up.
Yeah, I caught Eric Ebron in the locker room a few weeks ago during training camp, and I said, man, you're looking good. I've been hearing good things about you. And he kind of winked at me. He's like, thanks, man. I said, I see what you're doing. I see what you want to do. You want to be the best tight end in the league. And he said, no doubt. He said, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to start playing.
Good for him. It won't be long. We've got 2 minutes left in the preseason, folks. Sam Martin ready to punt it away for the Lions. And the defense hoping to hold on for this final preseason win. Both teams 2-1 coming in. Marcus Thigpen standing at the 25.
Sam Martin has not had a good night punting. He's kicked off very well, but last couple 3 punts have been suspect. And that's much better.
That's a good one. All right. Thigpen outside the numbers. And Zach Zenner wraps him up. Well, you want a difference maker. You want to know what it takes to make a team if you're on that proverbial bubble. This guy plays all 4 special teams, something that you guys brought up earlier in the broadcast.
Coach called him a 4-core player, core 4, whatever his terminology was, which I'd never heard. Is new to me, but the bottom line is that he can play in your kick return, punt return. And if you can do that, you have tremendous value, for your club.
And make plays.
And make,
not just be out there.
Get all the run on him.
Exactly.
I was inferring that.
You hit it right on the head. He's a guy that you can tell when he's in the game, he wants to be a playmaker. And if he has that mindset on special teams, holy smokes, he's going to make a difference.
Sims with some escapability for some positive yards with a 139 remaining in this one.
Some pressure coming on the high side by Corey Wooten. Doesn't get him. Looks like Gabe Wright's being held in the interior. He was trying to sell it to the officials, but you just said, Matt, nice job by Sims buying time, extending the play, and making a nice throw.
And we have an injured Lion right now, and that's Corey Wooten. Now, this is an interesting decision about Corey Wooten, a guy who's been around a little bit, all in the league, Chicago, Minnesota. He's been productive in the preseason. You wonder if the numbers are against him or for him along that defensive line.
Well, you hate a situation like this to happen when you get injured late in the preseason, late in the fourth quarter, but you look at these guys right here who are battling for a spot on the D-line. I mean, it's talent, and there's been playmakers all night. Phillip Hunt, Cudjoe, Larry Webster, Worthy, and you got Wooten, who is a playmaker, and you can see he has the size and the speed getting to the quarterback. Just looks like he went down wrong. You hope, because he's grabbing that chest area, that it isn't
a pec,
labrum related or
even
pectoral related.
Big guy, 6'6", 270 pounds. He's got 60 career games under his belt, so, I mean, he's a vet. He knows what it takes. Originally a 4th-round draft pick of Chicago in 2010 out of Northwestern University.
He was his 3rd team in the North, too.
Right.
So he knows the division well.
Webster with pressure on Sims, and it's knocked down by Cudjoe, but a lot of that disruption coming from the 2nd-year pro out of Bloomsburg.
There he is, number 7, Larry Webster, representing the PSAC, Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, Division II. Big Larry, you talk about an athlete. He played on the off-season basketball team a little bit, Nate, and I'm going to guarantee your ups, no matter how good they are, aren't like the big man's.
Really?
Oh.
Big fella can get up.
He comes down the lane clears, and the backboard comes down.
Remember what Darryl Tapp said. He said he thinks this is Larry's year. Now, he needs to play better than he has in the preseason so far, but he's made some nice plays. Wood couldn't get away from Diggs.
Well, this is a 6'5" athlete. Now, he played 4 years of Division II basketball. So for Bloomsburg, so he isn't, he can get up and down the court. You can get up and down the field.
Yeah.
But you need to do the extra things. When you're trying to make a club and you're a fringe player, you run by the quarterback, you keep playing till you hear that whistle. You see Larry hustling to chase the ball down, Nate. But this guy, you watch him on a basketball floor, and you're just amazed at how big he is. He's put on some weight at 262. How he can control his body in space, in the air.
Yeah, he's a long strider. And you're right, Rubes. I mean, you can tell the athleticism. The question some people may have about him, does he have the football athleticism?
Is he a one-trick pony? Is he just an athlete who can kind of edge rush and teams will figure it out? And this is a team that will figure, or league that will figure you out. They will watch film on you and they'll say, you're an outside rusher. Okay, we'll tell our tackle he can take care of that.
Sims for Thigpen on 3rd and 9, incomplete. Sims wanted a flag on the play, didn't get it with 1:22 left.
Well, Larry Webster trying to get pressure on the edge coming from the bottom here. Let's take a look. He gets up the field. The back's going to chip him. Keep working up the field. Get your hands up. Getting a little tired. A lot of reps here this fourth quarter.
Bills 1 for 2 on 4th downs. They need this one to move the chains to keep the game alive. Across the middle, picked off and then dropped. Good pressure by the Lions up front.
On the
President
pressure,
Butler.
sorry, Matt. The pressure came where you like to see it on a young quarterback, too. It's coming in the middle. Get in his face, make him a little bit antsy. Don't give him that nice, clear passing lane down the field. And you're going to watch in the center. They run a little twist game that time. See 95, Brandon Copeland coming up. And who else but number 61? Hyder. I mean, 3 fumble recoveries, some pressure on the last play, and a nice job breaking on the ball. That time by Cresdown Butler.
I've been in these moments where the defense is up, 4th down. They have a chance to tie it up in 4th preseason game. And I guarantee there was a collective breath of all the veterans on the sidelines saying.
Both sidelines, I hate to tell you.
Both sidelines. Right about that. Buffalo, too. They're like, we don't want to go into overtime now.
Yeah.
Well, the beauty of this is both Rex Ryan and Jim Caldwell can learn an awful lot about the guys that they're contemplating keeping and the guys that they are going to keep. I mean, there's a lot of film to use as that critique, isn't there?
Very much so. And that's what's good about the 4th preseason game. You know, everybody sits back and everybody has mixed opinions, but I honestly believe there's so much to be gained, so much to learn with the individuals that go out there. We learned a lot about Zinner. We learned a lot about Nevin Lawson and the way he played tonight. You know, how will guys respond when they're taken out of the game in the 2nd quarter and then placed back in the 4th quarter as a veteran?
And now the uncertainty. I mean, for guys they're just not sure. This is a really tough period of time until they find out one way or the other Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I've been there. I tell you don't sleep well this next night or two. You're all the bad things you did are amplified in your head, and the good stuff you forget about, and you just kind of keep your fingers crossed and hope things work out.
Lions win it by 7. They finish the preseason 3-1. We'll wrap it up from Ford Field with more on the Lions Television Network right after this.